Chapter 1310. Not good. A large group of magical beasts is approaching. Ling Feng stopped what he was doing, pulled out his long sword, and jumped onto a big tree. Seeing all kinds of magical beasts rushing over from all directions, he was so scared that he almost fell from the tree. Ling Yin'er's small face was deathly pale. Just hearing the roar of the magical beasts made him panic. Elder Ling, what do we do now? Let's quickly escape. Dealing with a third step devil snake had already caused Ling He's team to suffer heavy losses. Now, only the three of them still had some strength left. The other four disciples were all seriously injured. Xiao Gong had fainted and still had not woken up. It's too late to escape. We've already been surrounded. Ling Feng suddenly landed on the ground from the tree. His eyes were filled with panic. Even though he was an expert of the 5th level of true Qi, facing the siege of more than 10 magical beasts, he was definitely in a dead end. Ling Yin was already so scared that she could not speak. Ling Yi's expression became incomparably grave. He still could not think of a feasible plan. His expression suddenly changed as he pulled Ling Feng and Ling Yin to the side. Not good. The green-eyed devil snake is awake. Hiss hiss. Just as the three of them landed on the ground, the green-eyed devil snake threw its huge body out. It let out a strange roar, and the air was filled with loud noises. A row of big trees was instantly snapped in half. Ling Feng and Ling Yin'er's faces were filled with fear, and they were still in a daze. It was also because of Ling He's quick reaction. Otherwise, they would have been smashed into pieces. In front of them was a crazy green-eyed devil snake, and there were also more than 10 magical beasts rushing over. This time, Ling He could not remain calm and immediately shouted, "Everyone, run in different directions and meet at the entrance of the middle layer, swish." Just as he finished speaking, he had already turned into a white shadow and disappeared. He did not even have time to care about Ling Feng and Ling Yin. The two of them looked at each other and quickly ran in the opposite direction. Ling Feng's sword fell from the sky, and a black gorilla that was swatting at him fell to the ground. 4 junior brothers, quickly run for your lives and meet at the entrance of the middle layer. Ling Feng forced back 3 magical beasts with 1 sword strike, and after leaving behind a few words, he quickly disappeared into the depths of the forest. Ling Yin'er looked like a delicate girl, but the moment she brandished her sword, she erupted with the berserk aura of the 4th layer of true Qi. After a series of entanglement, she was barely able to break free from the pursuit of those magical beasts. The remaining 4 disciples of the spirit beast sect were surrounded back to back in a circle. They were already trembling in fear, and the long swords in their hands were almost falling off. Whoosh! A white figure suddenly jumped out. It was a 3-meter-tall, gigantic, white-haired, demonic ape. The 4 disciples were so frightened that they immediately brandished their swords and attacked. The white-haired demonic ape used its body to block the sword Qi, but it did not attack the 4 of them. It carried Xiao Gong, who had fainted under the tree, and ran away. Not good. Xiao Gong was taken away by that magical beast. Damn it. That guy must be pretending to be unconscious. He's controlling the consciousness of these magical beasts. Otherwise, how could so many beasts suddenly appear? What's the point of saying all this now? Elder Lingyi and senior brother Lingfeng have both escaped. Let's find a way to escape. Dozens of magical beasts had already formed an encirclement, and the 4 disciples of the spirit beast sect were like ants on a hot pan. All of them were at stage 3 true Qi realm. With this kind of strength, they would be superior existences in the secular world or even the martial world. However, when faced with the siege of dozens of magical beasts, it was difficult for them to even stay alive. Roar! The group of magical beasts had dull expressions on their faces. Like a dozen puppets, they strode forward and roared at the sky. Among them, a few rank 1 magical beasts had already rushed forward. For a time, loud noises were heard, and the sky was filled with sword shadows. The dense forest around them was razed to the ground. The 4 of them formed a sword formation, and the rank 1 magical beasts could not withstand their attacks. In just a short while, 3 magical beasts had fallen to the ground. At the top of a tree 100 meters away, Xiao Shishi's expression was solemn, and her complexion was pale. Even though she had broken through to the Emperor realm, controlling the consciousness of dozens of magical beasts at once was difficult for Xiao Shishi to bear. Moreover, she saw that 3 magical beasts had fallen, and it was unknown whether they were dead or alive. This made Xiao Shi furious. Roar! A white figure suddenly appeared under the tree. Xiao Shishi's eyes lit up, and she leaped down from the tree. The white-haired demonic ape hurriedly caught her and placed her on his broad shoulder. On the other shoulder was the unconscious Qiao Gong. "Thank you, white demonic ape." Xiao Shishi was very emotional when she saw her second uncle. She reached out her hand and patted the white demonic ape's head. The demonic ape was like a child who was praised. It jumped around excitedly, and every time it jumped, the ground shook violently. The loud noise woke Qiao Gong up. He looked around in confusion and asked, "Where is this?" "Second uncle, you are finally awake. Are you all right?" Xiao Shishi was pleasantly surprised. Qiao Gong was shocked. He felt like he was dreaming when he saw himself and Xiao Shishi sitting on the shoulder of a rank 2 magical beast. Shishi, am I dead? Why are you here?" Xiao Gong was puzzled. Xiao Shishi's eyes reddened, and tears welled up in her eyes. "Second uncle, don't talk nonsense. You're not dead. It was my boyfriend who brought me here to save you. Now, you are safe." Qiao Gong was stunned. He was in disbelief. 20 years ago, the entire Qiao family was captured by the Spirit Beast sect. For the past 20 years, everyone had been under house arrest. Even now, Qiao Gong dared not dream of being rescued. "Am I really saved? Wait, we're the people from Spirit Beast sect. Where's your boyfriend?" Qiao Gong was jolted awake, and his expression was grave. He remembered that he was currently helping the Spirit Beast sect to capture a rank 3 demon snake. The disciples of the Spirit Beast sect were extremely powerful, and the strength of Elder Ling he was even more unfathomable. How could Qin Feng and Shishi defeat them? "Don't worry, second uncle. Those bastards from Spirit Beast sect have been scared away by the beasts. We will lead a few disciples to Qin Feng and let him kill them." Xiao Shishi didn't have time to reunite with her second uncle. She knew that Qin Feng was waiting for them. The beasts in the battle zone woke up one after another. Xiao Shi's energy was depleted, and she could no longer control their minds. She also didn't want to control the demonic beast to attack the 4 disciples, because she was worried that the beasts would be killed by them. Before Qiao Gong could figure out the situation, he heard Xiao Shishi yelling, "Don't hurt those demonic beasts. Come at me if you have the guts." Qiao Gong was startled. He quickly pulled Xiao Shishi back and said, "Shishi, are you crazy? The people from Spirit Beast sect are trying to capture you. We have been exposed. Run." Xiao Shishi wasn't worried at all. She believed that Qin Feng would have no problem killing the 4 disciples. She sat on the shoulder of the white-furred demonic ape and waited for the 4 disciples to come. "Second uncle, these people are despicable. I will lead them to Qin Feng, and he will kill them." Xiao Gong didn't know Qin Feng well, so he tried to persuade her, "Shishi, don't be silly. They are Spirit Beast sect disciples. Even though they are not as strong as Ling He and Ling Feng, they are still venerables who have stepped into the true Qi realm. Nowadays, the development of martial arts in the outer martial world is lagging behind. Your little boyfriend is no match for them. Don't hurt him." Xiao Shishi understood her second uncle's intention. She knew that her second uncle wouldn't believe her even if she explained it to him. Everything would be explained after Qin Feng killed the 4 disciples. After the demonic beasts retreated, the 4 disciples rushed over with their swords. When they saw Xiao Shishi and Qiao Gong, their expressions immediately turned cold. "Damn it, so it's you bitch who is behind this. Huh. Junior brothers, we are in luck this time. This girl is the one that Elder Ling he wants to capture. Once we capture her and meet up with the Elder, we will definitely be rewarded by the Elder. There is also a rank 2 demonic beast. Xiao Gong is also here. We have struck gold this time." A group of demonic beasts struck fear in their hearts, but a rank 2 demonic beast was nothing to the 4 disciples. Moreover, Xiao Shishir and Xiao Gong were only spirit beast masters. Their martial arts realm was very low, so they were not worthy of the four disciples' attention. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The four disciples moved as fast as the wind and disappeared from Xiao Shishir and Xiao Gong's sight. Xiao Gong's expression changed drastically. He anxiously shouted for Xiao Shishir to run away. Xiao Shishir was also a little worried. At this time, the white-furred demonic ape suddenly roared as if it had encountered a formidable enemy. "Ha! Bitch, when I get my hands on you, I will have a taste of you first." Unbeknownst to them, a disciple had already appeared in the air. He swung his sword at the white-furred demonic ape's head. At the same time, 3 other figures appeared and surrounded the white-furred demonic ape. Rumble. Dozens of sword chi rained down at the same time. Xiao Shishir and Xiao Gong shrieked in fear. The white-furred demonic ape's eyes were bloodshot. It forcibly raised its arms and used its body to block the ferocious sword chi. "Demonic ape, run!" Xiao Shishir hastily shouted. The white-furred demonic ape looked as if it wanted to fight the 4 disciples head-on. However, in the end, it revealed an unwilling expression. It obeyed Xiao Shishir's order and dashed toward Qinfeng. Seeing the white-furred demonic ape running away, the 4 spirit beast sect disciples became even more arrogant. The 4 of them chased after the white-furred demonic ape with swords in their hands. "Bitch, do you think you can run away? I advise you to surrender, and we will be lenient with you. Otherwise, we will kill you." "Xiao Gong, how dare you run away? Tell that demonic beast to stop." The 4 of them were as fast as 4 cheetahs leaping through the forest. Seeing that the distance between them was getting smaller and smaller, the white-furred demonic ape suddenly stopped. "Ha! Good job, Xiao Gong. I will praise you when I see Elder Ling," he later. The eldest disciple suddenly burst into laughter. The eldest disciple suddenly laughed. He thought that Xiao Gong had used his ability to stop the white-furred demonic ape. He leaped into the air and reached for Xiao Shishir's chest with a wretched smile on his face. Xiao Gong's face turned pale when he saw the incoming disciple. However, Xiao Shishir remained indifferent, as if the disciple was air. Rumble. A muffled explosion suddenly resounded. 100-meter-long golden saber chi appeared in the air. The golden saber was like a holy light in the dark forest. It was so bright that the disciple could barely open his eyes. Chapter 13:11. Chapter 13:11. Killing 3 with 1 spear. Rumble. Under the horrified gazes of the 3, they saw their companion explode into a pile of flesh and blood, scattering all over the ground and unrecognizable parts. Qinfeng had already landed in front of the white-furred demonic ape. His white clothes fluttered in the wind, and the golden phoenix in his hand flickered with radiance. He was like a god of war descending from the heavens. Xiao Gong's eyes were still wide open, unable to come to his senses. He was shocked by Qinfeng's power. Where did this person come from? 1 slash and a spirit beast sect disciple at the 3rd level of true chi was chopped into mincemeat. The 3's hearts trembled as they recognized Qinfeng. "You dare to bully my woman? You're simply courting death." Qinfeng's expression was ice cold. The hatred between him and the spirit beast sect had long been irreconcilable. The disciple who spoke was called Ling Su, and the other 2 were Ling Xing and Ling Hu. Xiao Gong was a little afraid and hurriedly shouted, "Ling Su, let us go and we'll forget about this matter. How about it?" At the end of the day, Ling Xing and the other 2 were afraid of Qinfeng. As long as Qinfeng could scram, things would be much easier. Xiao Shishir didn't know what to say and couldn't persuade Xiao Gong. Rumble. Xiao Gong jumped in fright as he felt a berserk aura jolt him back. The expressions of the 3 spirit beast sect disciples changed drastically. Seeing the golden long blade above their heads was about to fall to the ground, they all fled in all directions. "You dare to have designs on my woman? You must be tired of living." The golden phoenix appeared in front of him, and with 1 slash, all the towering trees within 100 meters were chopped in half. Fuck, this guy is too fierce. Where's he from? Absolute sect disciple? Why does he look so unfamiliar? Qin Feng didn't pay attention to their nonsense. The golden phoenix in his hand continuously slashed down, and the entire devil beast mountain shook the heavens, causing the roars of beasts to come from the depths of the mountain. The three venerables at the third level of true Qi attacked with all their might, but they were defeated by Qin Feng's fierce attacks. Ling Su's expression turned cold, and he suddenly stood motionless on the ground. He yelled at the two fleeing people, "Quick, set up the sword formation and kill this guy." The three of them stood in a triangular formation. Ling Su stood at the front with both hands tightly gripping his longsword. The tip of the sword pointed straight to the sky. The two people behind him seemed to be activating some kind of technique. Suddenly, they slapped their palms on Ling Su's back. Two waves of majestic, true Qi rushed out and surged into Ling Su's body. The blue-grade spiritual sword in Ling Su's hand trembled spontaneously and suddenly pierced towards Qin Feng, who was descending from the sky. The cries of swords rang out everywhere. That aura was incomparably ferocious. Ling Su was only at the third level of true Qi, yet he had the might of a fourth-level true Qi expert. Whoosh! The rainbow demon storm spear flowed with dense spiritual energy. As the spear pierced forward, it was as if the heavens and earth were shaking. Instantly, thousands of red spear shadows appeared in front of Qin Feng. How ferocious was this spear strike? One spear strike killed three venerables. Qin Feng had already landed on the ground, but Qiao Shi and Qiao Gong were still in a daze. The white-furred demonic ape revealed a shocked expression. It was obvious that he was startled by Qin Feng's spear strike. Qin Feng put away the rainbow demon storm spear. The scarlet demon red equipment was too ferocious. The ground where the three disciples stood had sunk into a huge pit. He looked at Qiao Shi and said, "I've eliminated all four disciples of Spirit Beast sect. Now, only Ling Feng, Ling Yun'er, and Ling He are left. Let's continue to search and strive to eliminate the three of them as well." Qiao Shi's face was full of joy. She hugged Qin Feng's arm and cheered. Qiao Gong was still in a daze. When he heard that Qin Feng was going to kill Ling He and the other two, he was almost scared to death. Before Qin Feng could search for them, three white shadows flickered and arrived. Ling He and the other two took the initiative to find them. He immediately looked for Ling Feng and Ling Yun'er. When he was about to return and meet up with Ling Su and the other three, he realized he was one step too late. "Shit, sure. Hurry up and leave with your friends. I'll stop them." Ling Yun'er lightly snorted. She struck out with her lily-white hand, and a majestic wave of true energy hit Qiao Gong and sent him flying into a tree. Qiao Shi had already run to check on second uncle. She shook him a few times, but she couldn't wake Qiao Gong up. Swoosh! Ling Yi stood in the same place with a face full of disdain. Ling Feng also sneered. In their eyes, Qin Feng was at most a stage 4 true Qi warrior. What was there to be afraid of? The moment the spear fell, thousands of fiery red spear shadows condensed in the air. Just as he shouted, the spear shadow landed on Ling Feng's body. He quickly raised his sword, and a purple sword light sliced through the air, blocking half of the spear light. However, he was still hit by the other half of the aura and was instantly sent flying 100 meters away. Only then did a loud explosion. The row of thick trees was hit by Ling Feng. "How dare you? I'll make you die a horrible death." Ling Yi's palm seemed to be moving slowly, but it had already landed on Qin Feng. A muffled explosion sounded. Qin Feng didn't even have the chance to react before he was sent flying. The white-furred demonic ape was also enraged. It swung its huge arm, and the sound of wind breaking rose and fell in the air. Ling He couldn't even be bothered to look at the demonic ape. He casually swung his palm. The huge demonic ape suddenly froze, and its over 3 meters tall body fell straight to the ground. Buzz! Chapter 13:12. Both Ling He and Ling He charged at Xiao Shishir at the same time, but they were too late. A black shadow suddenly flew out from the forest. It was a black and red cheetah. It was so fast that it spat a ball of fire at Ling Yin while pouncing at Ling He with its claws. Rumble! Ling He had no choice but to stop. He angrily slapped the cheetah with his paw. The tall red cheetah screamed in pain and fell to the ground 10 meters away. Ling Yi landed on his tiptoes and prepared to attack Xiao Shishir again. This time, 6 black shadows leaped at him. There were giant tigers, raging bulls, black bears, and wild boars. Ling Yin had been forced back more than 10 meters. She was fighting 4 demonic beasts that surrounded her. Ling Yi was furious. He slapped a demonic beast away, but more and more demonic beasts swarmed him. He was flustered, but he couldn't get close to Xiao Shishir. Roar! Roar! It was as if all the demonic beasts in the middle layer had rushed over. Their roars were earth-shattering, shaking the ground and swaying the forest. Xiao Shishir's face was deathly pale, and her forehead was covered with a thin layer of sweat. She was on the verge of collapsing. It was at this moment that a strange energy wave rippled out, and Xiao Gong, who had been knocked out by Ling Yin, woke up. Rumble! The demonic beasts seemed to have gone berserk under the control of 2 spirit beast masters. They ferociously attacked Ling He and Ling Yin, forcing them to retreat again and again. Ling Yin's little face was as pale as a sheet of paper. Under such a ferocious attack, she was on the verge of collapsing. Even Ling He's forehead was dripping with sweat. Fighting against over a dozen magical beasts at once was an extremely terrifying thing. Elder Ling He, let's retreat. Ling Yin's voice was anxious. Her white dress was torn to shreds, and her clothes were barely covering her body. The spirit crane glanced at the pale-faced Xiao Shishir and the young man. He gritted his teeth and roared, "Hold on. Let's see how long those 2 bastards can last. How dare they kill the disciples of the spirit beast sect? They must pay with blood." Rumble! Something on Ling He's body seemed to explode. His aura skyrocketed, and the dense true energy around him took on a substantial form. A milky white radiance illuminated the surroundings. The spiritual crane also stopped clapping, wielding the long sword in its hand continuously. The group of demonic beasts fought with all their might, but they could not withstand a single blow from the spirit crane's sword light. The intense battle seemed to have just begun. The more the spirit crane killed, the more ferocious it became. A large group of demonic beasts' corpses lay beneath its feet. Fresh blood dyed the ground like a flowing river. Ling Yin had also completely exploded. Previously, she had been worried about how precious these demonic beasts were and had wanted to keep them alive so that she could subdue them and bring them back to the spirit beast sect. However, in the current situation, staying alive was the most important thing. The intense battle sent chills down people's spines. The group of demonic beasts had lost their minds. They disregarded their own lives and fought fiercely. Demonic beasts fell one after another. Their flesh and blood splattered everywhere. Their howls shook the heavens, and Xiao Shishir's eyes were filled with tears. Buzz! The strange energy fluctuation suddenly shook and disappeared. Xiao Gong abruptly opened his eyes and looked at Xiao Shishir. "Shishir, you can't hold on any longer?" Xiao Shishir hugged her knees and squatted on the ground. Her eyes were dim. She did not dare to look at the cruel scene of blood flowing like a river. Her heart was filled with incomparable self-blame. It was as if she was the cause of these demonic beasts' deaths. Xiao Gong swept a glance at the battlefield, and he suddenly came to his senses. Looking at the fallen demonic beasts, his heart was also burning with anger. "You bunch of bastards, I'll fight it out with you." Xiao Gong suddenly ran toward the spiritual crane, but before he could reach it, the spiritual crane slapped him with its palm and sent him flying. Without Xiao Shishir's control, the demonic beasts gradually regained their consciousness. Seeing the bloody scene around them, many beasts fled in fright. The fierce battle gradually came to an end. The spiritual crane's eyes were completely bloodshot. It chased after the fleeing demonic beasts for a while. When there were no more beasts left, it walked back with satisfaction. Why don't you use your ability to fight with me? You want to defeat me with just a few bastards? You must be dreaming. The spiritual crane walked toward Xiao Sure with a cold expression. The longsword in his hand was dyed red with blood. Xiao Sure crouched on the ground and sobbed helplessly. She launched the attack of the beasts to save Qin Feng's life. Not only did she fail to save him, but she also caused the tragic death of so many demonic beasts. Her heart had long fallen to the bottom of the abyss. Ling Yun also wore a cold expression. She stood by the side and stared coldly at Xiao Sure. Although she survived the bloody battle, she was severely injured. Her white dress was completely torn, and she stood naked on the ground. Her body was dyed red with blood. Ling Feng was lying under a tree. No one knew if he was dead or alive after being shot by Qin Feng's spear. The spirit beast sect, which was initially incomparably powerful, had suffered heavy losses as well, and was now in a sorry state. Elder Spiritual Crane, why waste your breath on that woman? Just kill her. Ling Yun's teeth chattered in anger. If Xiao Sure hadn't attracted the demonic beasts, she wouldn't be in such a miserable state. The spiritual crane shook its head. Why would he kill a spirit beast master? Suddenly, an evil smile appeared on his face. Like a madman, he said, killing her is letting her off lightly. Since she dares to oppose us, I'll let her know the consequences. Help me defend the position. I'll satisfy this woman for once. The spiritual crane was old, but he suddenly unleashed his bestial nature. Ling Yun'er was stunned. But soon, a playful smile appeared on her face. She admired the spiritual crane's method of punishment. Xiao Gong was unconscious, and Qin Feng had been sent flying by the spirit crane. The horde of demonic beasts had also fled in fear. Xiao Sure was the only one left on this piece of land. She crouched on the ground and shivered in fear. What are you doing? Don't come near me. Xiao Sure sensed the danger. She stared at the spiritual crane cautiously. The spiritual crane's ugly old face bloomed like a wild chrysanthemum. He approached Xiao Sure and untied his belt. I've lived for so long, but I've never played with a spirit beast master. You're lucky. Once you become my woman, I'll take good care of you. Xiao Sure felt nauseous. She stood up and ran. The spiritual crane didn't care at all. It walked as slowly as if it was taking a stroll, but its speed was as fast as the wind. It was about to catch Xiao Sure. Nay, suddenly, a fierce horse neighed, startling the spiritual crane. It looked in the direction of the neigh. A gust of wind blew in the distance. A black shadow dashed toward the spiritual crane like a burning steed. Ling He, die for your grandpa. The gust of wind was hundreds of meters away, but it reached the spiritual crane in the blink of an eye. Qin Feng stood on the flaming dragon horse and thrust the rainbow demon storm spear in his hand. In an instant, thousands of fiery spear rays condensed in front of him. Swoosh! Qin Feng grabbed Xiao Sure and ran away as fast as he could. The spiritual crane wanted to give chase, but it was trapped by the ferocious spear rays. It hastily swung its sword. Suddenly, hundreds of sword rays appeared in the air and collided with the spear rays. Rumble. The forest was filled with explosions. Qin Feng carried Xiao Sure as he ran. The ground he passed by exploded, and the flaming dragon horse neighed in fear. However, the spear ray didn't kill the spiritual crane. It didn't even cause much damage to him. Qin Feng didn't dare to stay any longer. The spiritual crane's realm was much higher than his. Even with the rainbow demon storm spear, Qin Feng couldn't do anything to him. Bastard, I want you to die a horrible death. The wave of spear rays tore apart the spiritual crane's white robe. Despite his age, he was running naked in the forest. The flaming dragon horse ran as fast as it could, and its limbs turned into shadows. The spiritual crane's speed was even faster than the gust of wind. Ling Yun'er stood rooted to the ground. She was shocked by the power of Qin Feng's spear. She even felt a lingering fear. If the spear was aimed at her, she would have become a hornet's nest. Qin Feng, second uncle, is still there. What should we do? Xiao Sure shivered in Qin Feng's arms. She was at a loss. Qin Feng glanced at the spiritual crane that was about to catch up with them. He didn't have time to worry about Xiao Gong. Don't worry. Your second uncle is a spiritual beast master. The spiritual crane won't do anything to him. Let's hide first and save him later. Xiao Shure's anxiety eased a little. However, when she thought of the spiritual crane that was chasing after them, she started to worry again. After running for some time, Xiao Shure cried out in alarm. Oh no! The inner area of Devil Beast Mountain is in front of us. There are spiritual beasts there. We can't go in. As a spiritual beast master, Xiao Shure knew how powerful spiritual beasts were. Those beasts were a level higher than demonic beasts and demonic beasts because they had intelligence that rivaled humans. Xiao Shure had come to Devil Beast Mountain more times than Qin Feng, but she had never stepped into the deepest region. Spirit beasts were the most powerful beings in Devil Beast Mountain, and no other beasts dared to step into their territory, let alone humans. The flaming dragon horse neighed and reared its front hooves. It stopped at the entrance of the inner area. The spiritual beast could feel the terror inside. Why aren't you running? You don't dare to enter the inner area? Even I can't enter the inner area, let alone you too. Come and die. The spiritual crane's maniacal laughter came from behind. It was standing dozens of meters away, with a long sword in its hand and a playful expression on its face. Qin Feng put away the flaming dragon horse and hugged the shivering Xiao Shure. His expression was grave as he looked at the pitch-black inner area behind him. His mind raced as he tried to come up with a countermeasure. Qin Feng knew how terrifying the inner area was. He had ridden the flaming golden eagle and circled above Devil Beast Mountain several times. Every time they entered the inner area, the flaming golden eagle would become agitated. Qin Feng stood in the air and looked down at the ground. The inner area was shrouded in a black mist, so he could not see what was going on inside. Rumble. While Qin Feng was still in a daze, the spiritual crane suddenly swung its sword. The air trembled, and the surging true energy was about to condense into a solid substance. Stab! 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 Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. Without thinking, he thrust his spear forward. Thousands of red spear rays shrouded the void and illuminated the black mist in the inner area. Chapter 13:13. Ling Yi suddenly came back to his senses and looked at the two who disappeared into the deeper region of MT Spirit Beast. His old eyes shot out a cold light. You bastard couple. Even if you escape in, you will still die. Ling Yi was so angry that his lungs were about to explode. He never thought that Qin Feng would dare to enter the deeper region. He paced around the entrance for a long time, but didn't dare to step into the gloomy place shrouded in black fog. A gust of wind blew, and Ling Yin rushed over. Elder Ling He, where are they? Ling Yi said with a cold face. They escaped in. Ling Yin looked at the gloomy and dense forest, and her heart trembled. They escaped into the deeper region? They must be tired of living. Even with Ling He's unfathomable realm, he didn't dare to bring the Spirit Beast Sect's disciples into the deeper region. Now that 4 of the Spirit Beast Sect's disciples were dead, Ling Feng was severely injured, and only he and Ling Yin were left. Ling Yi didn't dare to step into the deeper region. Elder Ling He, what should we do now? Ling Yin was nervous, afraid that Ling He would rush in and kill. Ling He wasn't that stupid. He decided to wait at the entrance for a while and observe the situation. He suddenly looked at Ling Yin. Ling Yin's clothes were tattered, and only a few pieces of cloth were hanging on her body. Even the most secretive parts were not fully covered. The evil fire in Ling He's heart suddenly leaped up, and he walked towards Ling Yin step by step. Elder Ling He, what are you doing? Ling Yin looked at Ling He's green eyes and was so frightened that she quickly stepped back. At this moment, Ling He's clothes were also not covering his body, and the two were like wild beasts in the forest. Yin don't run away. As the little elder of Spirit Beast Sect, my status is not bad. If you follow me in the future, I won't treat you badly, right? Since Ling He already expressed his intention, he didn't hide it anymore. He glanced at Ling Yun-er's body and admired it while tearing off a few pieces of cloth on his body. Ling Yun was so scared that she was at a loss. She was gloating when he pushed Xiao, sure. She never thought that it would be her turn. Elder Lingyi, don't come any closer. Why, you're too old. Ling Yun-er's looks were considered outstanding, and there were many genius disciples from the big sects who were pursuing her. In comparison, he was just a little elder of the spirit beast sect. How could he possibly enter Ling Yun-er's eyes? If she really wanted to use her body to find a backer, she would have already bewitched the great elder of spirit beast sect. Ling Yi's face suddenly turned cold. He was very dissatisfied with Ling Yun-er's rejection. He knew that he was not worthy of this woman, but this triggered the wild desire to conquer in him. Bitch, it's your fortune that I've taken a liking to you. Don't be so shameless. I advise you to obediently obey me. Otherwise, I'll slap you to death. The spirit crane roared and swooped over. Ling Yun was so scared that she didn't dare to move. She was held in the arms of the spirit crane. The old man looked as if he hadn't touched a woman for more than 10 years. Like a wild beast, he ravaged Ling Yun-er's tender skin, causing Ling Yun-er to cry out in pain. The fierce battle went on for more than 2 hours. The spirit crane looked at the delicate Ling Yun-er in his arms and revealed a satisfied expression. Ling Yun-er's snow-white skin became red and swollen. Her eyes were empty and lifeless, as if she was a puppet whose soul had been sucked out. Yun-er, don't be sad. This is how it is between a man and a woman. I'm still a little elder of the spirit beast sect. After we hunt a large number of demonic beasts and return to the sect, I might be promoted to the great elder. You can follow me in the future. I won't treat you unfairly. After that, the spirit crane started to coax Ling Yun-er. He was actually quite afraid. If Ling Yun revealed this matter when she returned to the sect, he would be waiting to be punished. Ling Yun sat on the ground in a daze. At this moment, Ling Feng supported his body and walked over. He was limping as he walked. It seemed like he had been seriously injured by Qin Feng's spear. Elder Ling Junior Sister Yun, are you all right? Where's that adulterous couple? Did you catch them? Ling Feng's face was full of anger. He wanted to skin Qin Feng alive. The spirit crane was ready to have some fun with Ling Yun-er. He immediately stood up and put on a serious expression. Feng, we're fine. How about you? How do you feel? Ling Feng clutched his abdomen. His face was as white as paper. Qin Feng's spear was so powerful that it made him, a revered martial artist at the 5th stage of true qi, feel a lingering fear. However, Ling Feng didn't want to lose face, so he pretended to be fine. I've troubled Elder Ling. I'm fine. Elder, why? Why are you and Yun naked? You guys? The spirit crane jumped in fright. He didn't wait for Ling Feng to finish before he scolded. What are you thinking? You and Yun are my disciples. How could I do such a thing? It's that adulterous couple. They attracted a large number of demonic beasts and attacked us. They tore our clothes apart. Yun was even injured. Ling Feng didn't suspect anything. He didn't think that the spirit crane really pushed Ling Yun-er. He was stunned. That adulterous couple is really daring. How dare they go against our spirit beast sect? All right, where are they? Seeing that Ling Feng didn't suspect anything, the spirit crane let out a long sigh of relief. They hid in there. Ling Feng looked at the forest behind him that was filled with black fog. His pupils shrank. They dared to enter the depths of demonic beast mountain? That's courting death. I think they're hiding at the edge, waiting for us to leave. I'm not leaving. We'll guard the entrance. Let's see how long that adulterous couple can last. The spirit crane already had a plan. He planned to stay in the vicinity and capture a few demonic beasts to report back. Since the spirit crane had spoken, Ling Feng naturally had to obey. Ling Yun was stunned and couldn't come back to her senses. This time, there were many extinct sects that came out of seclusion. Other than the Spirit Beast sect and the Thousand Shadows sect, there were also a large number of revered martial artists from the extinct sects that snuck into the outer martial world and the secular world. These people were dressed strangely. They wore ancient robes and had their hair tied up on top of their heads. However, This only caused the people in the city to be slightly surprised. They didn't really think much of it, huh? There's actually such a magnificent sect in the secular world. It's almost as imposing as my big white barn sect. At the foot of Acropolis City's Hero City, a group of men and women in gray robes suddenly stood up. At the front of the group stood a handsome man in his early 30s. His long hair fluttered in the wind, and he had an imposing appearance. He could instantly beat the most popular male stars in China. A woman behind him walked forward. She had fine black hair and willowy eyebrows. She looked like a woman who had walked out of a painting. If she entered the film industry, she would definitely capture the hearts of millions of people. Senior brother Xie Bing. The spiritual energy here is abundant. It's almost as dense as the spiritual energy in our extinct sects. When we came out of seclusion, the elders said that martial arts in China's secular world had already declined. Those martial arts cultivators were like ants. It seems like it's not as bad as they said. The female disciple's voice was like water. Coupled with her beautiful appearance, she looked like a fairy that had descended to the mortal world. Xie Bing pulled her into his embrace and secretly pinched the woman's perky butt. He said, "Junior sister Xie, are you curious?" Xie blushed and squirmed in Xie Bing's embrace. In the end, she allowed Xie Bing to touch her body. "Senior brother, I'm indeed curious. What sect is this? What realm is the city lord inside?" This group of 6 people were all disciples of the extinct sect's White Barn sect. It was rare for them to come out of seclusion to train in the secular world. The group was led by Xie Bing. He looked at the words Hero City with disdain and walked with junior sister Xie in his arms. "Since junior sister is curious, let's go in and take a look." The secular world is filled with martial arts cultivators and ants. With our noble status as the disciples of the extinct sects, even the city lord has to personally entertain us. Xie Bing took the lead, and the 4 disciples followed closely behind. However, when they arrived at the entrance of Hero City, they were stopped by the guards. "Everyone, this is an important place in Hero City. You need a pass to enter." The group froze. Xie Bing's expression turned cold, and he shouted in a low voice, "Humph. Who dares to stop me from going where I want to go? Isn't it just a lousy city? You need a pass? Call your city lord over. This daddy wants to see what kind of plaything he is." Xie Bing was so arrogant that the phone group members guarding the gate were not happy. Currently, Qin Fun was the leader of the martial arts world in China. Under young Master Qin's might, no one had come to Hero City to cause trouble for a long time. Now, however, 6 ignorant brats had come. "You want to see our city lord Qin? If you don't have a pass, then scram. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite." One of the guards held a crescent moon blade and stood at the gate like a mountain. Hero City now had the Sea Heart Formation, the Spirit Gathering Formation, and the Spirit Guiding Formation. The members of the phone group had almost broken through the threshold of the inner chi stage and became martial artists. Xie Bing's expression darkened. He didn't waste words and struck out with his palm. The strong man standing at the gate didn't even have a chance to react and was sent flying into Hero City. Rumble. The sound of landing and impact seemed to explode at the same time. The people coming and going in Hero City startled the crowd. Of the 18 guards guarding the door, the other 17 were startled awake and quickly surrounded Xie Bing and the other 5. "Brat, you dare to attack the people of Hero City? I think you're tired of living. Do you know who our city lord is? He's Qin Feng from China. I advise you to surrender and wait for the punishment of Hero City. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite." The crowd spoke ruthlessly, but Xie Bing's group had a playful smile on their faces. They were all powerful martial artists who had reached the true energy realm. The strongest phone group guard in front of them was only a stage for inner chi. In their eyes, he was like a baby. How ignorant and fearless. "How dare you lowly scum threaten me? Then I'll teach you a lesson." Rumble. As soon as Xie Bing finished speaking, he struck out with his palms. Chapter 13-14. After he sent the guards flying, Xie Bing strode into Hero City as if nothing had happened. Xie and the others followed behind. No one looked at the phone group bodyguards. In their eyes, These people were like ants. Inside the hero city, flowers bloomed like a brocade. The extraordinarily lively scene made the six people's eyes light up. However, the people in the city stared at them with vigilance. They were frightened by Xie Bing's skills. "Little junior sister, aren't we in now? Have you satisfied your curiosity? Should I reward senior brother properly tonight?" Xie Bing hugged Xie Fei and started caressing her without restraint. Xie Fei pretended not to see and said, "Senior brother is the best. It's so bustling here. Why are the houses so big? How can we escape if they collapse? And those cars, we can't see them in the Despair sect." When Xie Fei was one, she was chosen by an elder from the Despair sect and was brought back to the sect to cultivate. This was the first time she came out of seclusion. Seeing the bustling city in front of her, she was very excited. She didn't want to return to the Despair sect. Xie Bing had come out of seclusion with his master once 20 years ago, but the secular world had developed so quickly. Looking at the unfamiliar buildings and high technology, as well as the beauties wearing spaghetti straps and miniskirts on the streets, Xie Bing was tempted. He wanted to pounce on the group of women and push them down. "Since little junior sister likes it here, let's stay a few more days. I'll ask the city lord to come out and receive us. If that person doesn't obey, I'll kill him and take the entire city for myself." Xie Bing's words were extremely domineering, but Xie Fei clapped her hands excitedly. Everyone knew that Xie Bing had the ability to do so. Now that he had stepped into the realm of the fifth stage of true qi, she dared to ask all the martial artists in the secular world of Huaxia who could be a match for her eldest senior brother. Just as they were thinking about calling the city lord over to be their lackey, they saw a few beautiful figures rushing over. Seeing the row of women who were not inferior to Xie Fei, Xie Bing's stomach was immediately ignited with a ball of evil fire. "Who dares trespass in a hero city? Hurry up and apologize." Hua Yin was the first to arrive. She had been cultivating hard in the formation on the mountain. Now that she had stepped into the peak of the 9th stage of demonic cultivation, she was invincible under the true qi realm. Rin Xiaoyao rushed over. This woman's leveling speed was also very fast, and her strength was comparable to Hua Yan's. The two women were the most powerful women in Hero City. After a while, Lin Bei Bei, Han Ying, Bai Qing, and the other women arrived. "Who are you people? Why did you break into this place? And you want to injure the people of Hero City?" Han Ying walked to the front of the girls. Although her cultivation level was not high, she was the elder sister among the sisters. Han Ying was the one who made the decisions for the important matters. Seeing the beauties rushing over one after another, Xie Bing's eyes almost popped out. He revealed a frivolous expression and said, "Hee hee, so this is the city of daughters? Or the city of beauties? Are you the owners of this place? My name is Xie Bing, and I happen to be passing by this place. If I have offended you in any way, I hope the beauties will forgive me." Xie Bing's mouth was full of arrogant and vulgar words just now, but when he saw a beauty, he changed into a gentleman. However, the girls were not optimistic about Xie Bing. They could see the evil in the depths of his eyes. "I don't care where you are from, but if you dare to injure the people of Hero City, you must be punished." Han Ying's expression was cold, and she did not give Xie Bing a chance. Xie Bing was not angry, but Xie Fei, who was in his arms, was a little unhappy. A woman's jealousy exploded. "Oomph. A bunch of wild peacocks dare to behave atrociously in front of Phoenix like me? You want us to be punished? Do you have the ability to do so?" The girl's expressions turned cold. Hua Yin had a fiery temper, and she already slapped her hands. "You'll know if you have the ability or not if you try." Boom! Her lily-white hand fell, and the seemingly soft palm pierced through the air. Even Han Ying and the other women were shocked. They did not expect Hua Yin to be so powerful now. Xie Fei smiled coldly and did not dodge. She suddenly swung her sword in the air, and a blue sword ray appeared, striking Hua Yin to the ground. "Yin Yin, are you okay?" Han Ying was shocked, and she ran to help Hua Yin up. Hua Yin's beautiful eyes were filled with shock. She ignored the wound on her arm and looked at Xie Fei in disbelief. "This woman is so powerful." Hua Yin felt that she could not even withstand one move from CFA. Ren Xiaoyao was also stunned, but she quickly regained her senses. She pulled out the waning moon sword from her back and thrust it forward. Moonlight sword technique. With a delicate cry, a crescent moon suddenly appeared behind Ren Xiaoyao. Her aura changed drastically, and she emitted a chilling aura. She looked like a moon goddess under the moonlight. The sword Qi turned into a crescent moon and flew forward. This sword technique was extremely exquisite. Qin Feng's 9 swords of Dugu was only able to fight Ren Xiaoyao's moonlight sword technique to a draw. However, CFA still stood in the same place. Ren Xiaoyao's realm was too far below hers, and she could only unleash less than 1/10 of the sword technique's power. You're just a stage 9 inner chi cultivator, and you dare to attack me? Get lost. CFA casually swatted her hand, and her face was full of disdain. A majestic wave of true chi blew toward Ren Xiaoyao, and the crescent moon behind her suddenly disappeared. Ren Xiaoyao was sent flying into the sky. Xiaoyao, the girl shouted anxiously. Lin Bei had already leaped into the air to catch Ren Xiaoyao. The rest of the girls glared at Xie Fei coldly, but they did not act rashly. Even Hua Yin and Ren Xiaoyao, who were the strongest among the girls, were defeated. It was obvious that they were no match for Xie Fei. Who are you people? Liu Qin's expression was as cold as ice. Xie Fei's body turned cold. She was about to send the girls flying again when Xie Bing stepped forward and stopped her. Hee, I've said before, we're passing by this place, and we'd like to stay here for a few days. I hope you can make an exception. Xie Bing had a harmless smile on his face. Xie Fei was instantly displeased. Seeing your brother Xie Bing, before Xie Fei could finish her sentence, Xie Bing, who was originally obedient to her, suddenly reprimanded her. Little junior sister, you don't have to say anything. This is someone else's territory. We should be polite. Don't make a move, or else I won't go easy on you. Xie Fei was stunned. She felt like she was in a dream. She was half dead with anger. This stinky man immediately became hostile when he saw other beauties. He was shameless to the extreme. Under Xie Bing's powerful influence, Xie Fei could only sulk at the side with a cold expression. Xie Bing chuckled as he walked toward Han Ying and said, Beauty, please take us to a room. I wonder if you have time to show me around your city. How about it? How could Han Ying not see through Xie Bing's pettiness? She said with a cold expression, Hero City won't keep you. Hurry up and leave. As a genius disciple of the Absolute Death Sect, Xie Bing was usually arrogant and unruly. Now, in order to trick these beauties into his hands, he even tried to curry favor with them. In the end, Han Ying did not appreciate his kindness. This caused Xie Bing to lose his patience. Beauty, I'm giving you face by saying so much. If you don't appreciate it, don't blame me for being hostile. Xie Bing's sudden change in attitude made Han Ying's chest heave in anger. However, at this moment, an angry roar came from behind the girls. Lu Jie and Long Hair rushed over with a group of phone group members. There were also many disciples from the outer martial arts world who were stationed here. Bastard! How dare you disrespect sister-in-law? Eat this! As Qin Feng's #1 follower, Lu Jie's temper was also like thunder. He swung the Overlord Slash in his hand and drew an orange arc in the air. Xie Bing sneered and casually struck his palm toward the sky. A muffled explosion sounded, and Lu Jie was sent flying dozens of meters away. How dare you cause trouble in Hero City? Heroes of the martial arts world, let's attack together. The outer martial arts world's disciples' faces turned cold, and a chilly aura exploded from their bodies. Their strength was relatively higher than stage 6 inner chi, and some of them had reached the peak of stage 9 inner chi. These people were the cream of the crop among the martial artists in the secular world, but they were nothing in the eyes of Xie Bing and the disciples of the Absolute Sect. Dozens of black figures flew toward Xie Bing and blocked out half of the light in the sky. They held different kinds of weapons: spears, swords, sabers, staffs, and whips. Their attacks rained down on Xie Bing and the others. It was as if the sky was filled with muffled thunder. Oomph. You're just a bunch of ants in the stage of inner chi. Scram! Xie Bing roared, and the crowd fled in panic. He suddenly drew the sword from his waist, and a blue sword ray shot toward the sky. Instantly, the surrounding area was enveloped by sword chi. A loud explosion sounded, and the attacks from the outer martial arts world's disciples dissipated instantly. However, Xie Bing's sword chi was still as fierce as ever, and it sent the disciples who surrounded him flying. Everyone was like a fairy scattering flowers, causing the crowd to exclaim one after another. This was Hero City. Since when did anyone dare to cause trouble in Hero City? Where did those men and women who dressed like ancient people come from? How dare they cause trouble in Hero City? Those people are so powerful. I can't believe they defeated the experts of Hero City. Oh no, I just got my resident permit in Hero City. Don't tell me that Hero City has fallen so soon. You're overthinking it. The mayor of Hero City is young Master Qin, the strongest martial artist in the secular world. These people are reckless. Once young Master Qin comes back, he'll teach them a lesson. The crowd discussed among themselves. They had no idea what was going on. The first batch of outer martial arts world's disciples fell to the ground a long time ago, but more martial artists rushed over. There were many martial artists, and the sky was filled with their black shadows. Even Xie Bing was a little flustered from the fight. You bunch of ants who don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. I'm going to take down this city and make all of you my slaves. What are you waiting for? Attack together. Xie Bing roared, and Xie Fei and the other 4 disciples snapped out of their daze. Chapter 13-15. Xie Fei and the others did not have time to think. They drew their swords and joined the battle. Hero City was in a mess. The destructive power of the battle was so great that the buildings of the entrance were all razed to the ground. Many onlookers were injured. Where did these people come from? Why are they so powerful? Holy shit. All 6 of them are true energy realm powerhouses, especially that young man. His strength is unfathomable. We are no match for them. Hurry up and call Alliance Leader Qin back. The battle had just started, but the people of Hero City could no longer hold on. Xie Bing and the other 5 were true energy realm powerhouses. Any one of them could be called a king in the secular world. The disciples of the Extinction sect were powerful and arrogant. They had completely disrupted the order of the secular world. Sisters-in-law, retreat now. These people are too strong. We can't hold on any longer. Lu Jie, who was riddled with scars, stood in front of the women with the Overlord slash. Qin Wudao and Qin Yi had also arrived. Qin Wudao was a Stage 9 Inner Chi expert and a Rank 6 paranormal ability user trained by the William family of the United States. However, after witnessing the strength of Xie Bing and her companions, he was utterly shocked. Brother, are these people Big Brother's enemies? Qin Yi was known as Little Zhuge. He was mainly in charge of the development strategy of Hero City. He was still a beginner on the path of martial arts. Qin Wudao had ice in one hand and fire in the other, but he could not stop the disciples of Baizong's sect. He shouted anxiously, Qin Yi, take your sisters-in-law and leave first. Get your big brother back. Hero City is facing an unprecedented disaster. Don't step into Hero City before Big Brother Qin comes back. As the strongest person on the battlefield, Qin Wudao was deeply aware of the crisis that Hero City was facing. He also knew that Xie Bing had ulterior motives for Lin Bei and the other women. If he let the women stay here, they would be in big trouble. Lu Jie, long hair, Qin Wudao, Yun Zhe, Qin Feng's subordinates swore to charge at the front. Even if they were heavily injured, they would use their lives to protect the city and the women. Rin Xiao Yao and Hua Yin had already retreated. The 2 of them realized that their opponent was too powerful, and they could not be defeated. When the women saw the citizens of Hero City flee for their lives, and the buildings and streets they had built with great care being destroyed, they were filled with rage. Sisters, let's go. Han Ying gritted her teeth. She was an extremely rational woman and always looked at the bigger picture. Lin Bei was already in tears. She hugged Li Yu-chun tightly like a frightened rabbit. Big sister Yu-chun, what should we do? When Qin Fen left, he left Hero City to us. If he comes back and finds out that it has become like this, he'll be angry. Li Yu-chun started cultivating relatively late, so she didn't even have the qualifications to participate in this battle. She hugged Lin Bei Bei tightly with heartache and said, Bei Bei, don't cry. Let's go first. Qin Feng will help us get revenge. He won't be angry at us. Under Han Ying's forceful tugs, the beauties were taken away one by one. The women were very reluctant to leave. They had long since treated Hero City as their home, and Lu Jie and the others were treated as family. Now, they were abandoning their home and family just like that? What was the point of surviving? No, I don't want to go. I want to wait for Qin Feng to come back. Lin Bei Bei, who had the weakest personality, was determined at this moment. She gritted her teeth, broke free from Li Yuchen's hold, and rushed to the battlefield. Oh no, Bei Bei is in danger. Li Yuchen was so scared that she lost her head. She didn't care that her strength was too low, so she leaped up and chased after Lin Bei Bei. Rin Xiaoyao was stunned for a moment. She suddenly pulled out the waning moon sword from her back and shouted, Qin Feng, I hope you come back in time. I'll protect my home for you. Even if I die, crack. As if a bolt of lightning had fallen from the sky, a red whip shadow spread out densely. Huayan did not run. She swung the blood shadow whip at her waist, and she looked like a heroine descending to the mortal world. Han Ying was stunned. Although she was always rational, a storm raged in the depths of her heart. Bai Qing and Lu Wenjing teamed up and left. Su Qiuyu and Su Xiatian fought side by side. Yin Xiao, Ma Xian, Chang Xian, Li Shan, Zhang Cuckoo, all the women came out at the same time. It was as if 100 flowers were blooming. Han Ying could no longer hold back the hot blood in her heart. She let out a delicate laugh and rushed forward. I can die without regrets if I can become good sisters with all of you. Let us fight for Qin Feng, for our home. More than a dozen beautiful women rushed forward. Moreover, they were all martial artists. Some of them even had great skills. Xie Bing and the others were shocked. Lu Jie and the others were scared out of their wits. They didn't expect the women to come back. The battle instantly became more intense. Lu Jie and the others fought with all their might. They were afraid that Lin Bei Bei and the other women would be hurt. Rumble. For a moment, a loud explosion reverberated throughout the city. Those who didn't know better would think that Hero City was celebrating some festival with firecrackers. Although White Barn Sect's disciples were few, they were all powerful martial artists who had reached the true energy realm. Although Hero City was full of experts, they couldn't withstand the fierce attack of these 6 people. One after another, the outer martial artists fell into a pool of blood. Qin Wudao and the others, who were the main force, were also covered in blood. Xie Bing fought fiercely. A frivolous smile hung on his face. Until now, he had not suffered a single attack. Oomph. A group of ants. No matter how many ants there are, they can't move an elephant. Let me start killing today. Rumble. A loud sound suddenly exploded on Xie Bing's body. He had been saving his strength all along. Although the battle before was fierce, White Barn Sect's people had held back and didn't use their killing moves. At this moment, Xie Bing didn't care so much. The long sword in his hand rose and fell. In an instant, more than a dozen outer martial artist bodies exploded. They couldn't be more dead. All the women were stunned. They were stunned by this bloody scene. Lu Jie and the others had extremely grave expressions. They were still a little afraid, but they didn't run away. They clenched their teeth and endured. Sisters-in-law, this group of people wants to kill. Hurry up and leave. Otherwise, it'll be too late. Now is not the time to be a hero. Sisters-in-law, retreat. The whole city was filled with roars. Qin Wudao and the others were anxious to death. They were already strong arrows. Once the enemy broke through their line of defense, how could Lin Bei Bei and the other women have a good ending? The situation was getting more and more dangerous. It scared many women. They weren't afraid of death. They just didn't want to see Qin Wudao and the others get killed. They didn't want to see Hero City being occupied. Haha, all that's left are you annoying flies. Who should I start with? "You damn fatty," shouted the loudest. "I'll start with you." Xie Bing held the blue spiritual sword in his hand and looked at the crowd with a playful smile. Finally, he thrust his long sword toward Lu Jie. All the women were frightened. Qin Wudao and the others' expressions changed drastically. However, Xie Bing's speed was too fast. They were willing but unable to do anything. They could only watch helplessly in despair as Lu Jie was sacrificed. Whoosh! A ray of pink light arrived in front of Lu Jie. He was sent flying by the aftershock of the airflow, but he escaped Xie Bing's sword. "Who dares to ruin my plan? Get your ass out here right now." Xie Bing carried his long sword on his back. His black eyes flickered with cold light as he swept his gaze toward the void. All the women, Qin Wudao, and the others were overjoyed. Lin Bei shouted, "Qin Fun, are you back?" Lin Bei asked the question that was on everyone's mind. Then they heard a gust of wind in the void. There was a white shadow and pink light flashing in the wind. It was Divine Dragon's voice. "Qin Fun has important matters to attend to. Today, I'm here to uphold justice for him." Divine Dragon had already appeared. No one knew when he landed in front of the crowd. Xie Bing looked at Divine Dragon with disdain. He sneered and said, "You're Divine Dragon, the #1 martial artist in the secular world of Huaxia?" Divine Dragon had become famous in the secular world of Huaxia 20 years ago. The people of the Extinction Sect had heard of him. After all, he represented the height of martial arts in the secular world. As for the news of Qin Fun defeating Divine Dragon, it was only spread in the martial arts circle of the secular world and the outer world. The disciples of the Extinction Sect who had just come out of seclusion had no idea who Qin Fun was. "Who are you? Why are you here to cause trouble?" Divine Dragon's gaze was solemn. He had just been defeated by a young man a few days ago. Now that he knew that Hero City was in trouble, he rushed over. However, he found that the troublemakers were all powerhouses in the true energy realm. Why were there so many martial arts powerhouses in the secular world all of a sudden? Even Divine Dragon could not figure out. Don't think that you're great just because you're the #1 martial artist in the secular world of Huaxia. We're from the Extinction Sect. In my eyes, you're nothing. Xie Bing had an arrogant attitude from beginning to end. These words caused Lin Bei and the others to be greatly shocked in their hearts. A few days ago, Qin Fun had been searching for the whereabouts of the Extinction Sect. His mother was a disciple of the Extinction Sect, Thousand Shadows Sect. He did not expect that there would be disciples of the Extinction Sect coming out of seclusion. Moreover, these people did not even take Divine Dragon seriously. How powerful was this Extinction Sect? Divine Dragon's expression became more and more solemn. The person who defeated him a few days ago was Yi Beixian, a disciple of the Extinction Sect who had come out of seclusion. Now that he had met a powerhouse from the Extinction Sect again, he could not help but wonder if the Extinction Sect formation that only appeared once every decade had been activated. Was this a large-scale training of the sect's disciples? At Divine Dragon's level, he had heard of the Extinction Sect. Moreover, the Huaxia government had a secret relationship with the Extinction Sect. The people of the Extinction Sect lived in seclusion and were not allowed to interfere with the normal lives of the secular world. The Huaxia government would not step into the Extinction Sect and would not suppress their development. Divine Dragon looked at the ruins of the entrance of Hero City. The ground was covered in blood. Other than a group of martial artists who had suffered heavy casualties, many ordinary people in the secular world had been mistakenly killed. This scene enraged him. He stared at Xie Bing and shouted, "Since you're from the Extinction Sect, you should know about the peace agreement between the Extinction Sect and the Huaxia government. Why did you come out of seclusion to kill? You violated the agreement between the two parties. I can sentence you to death." Chapter 13:16. Remembering in 1 second. Pen's Sexual Interest Pavilion. This is a wonderful free reading without a pop-up window. The Divine Dragon was now at stage 2 of True Qi. He was second only to Qin Feng in the secular world of Huaxia, and was revered by all the martial artists of Huaxia. However, in Xie Bing's eyes, this level of cultivation did not place it in his heart at all. Didn't they just kill a few ordinary people and a few martial artists? Was that a violation of the peace treaty? Not to mention you standing here, even if the higher-ups of Huaxia came. So what? We are disciples of the extinction sect, and our status is incomparably noble. The cultivation world that we pursue is not something that you bunch of mortals can understand. Hurry up and scram, or I won't be polite to you. Even though the dragon god was here, Xie Bing's arrogance did not diminish at all. His attitude caused the crowd to exclaim. This was the divine dragon who had guarded the peace of the secular world of Huaxia for 20 years. He was the symbol of martial arts in the secular world of Huaxia. How could these people be so arrogant? The divine dragon's expression was extremely solemn. He was wary of Xie Bing and the rest's skills, which was why he brought up the country's name. He did not expect this group of disciples to be so arrogant that they did not even care about Huaxia. Since you refuse to come to your senses, don't blame me for being impolite. Amidst the exclamations of the crowd, the divine dragon turned into a beam of pink light and disappeared. In the blink of an eye, he appeared above Xie Bing's head from a few meters away. He held a pink long sword in his hand and slashed down from the sky. Rumble! There was a loud explosion. The divine dragon's domineering slash had started the battle. Even though he was only at stage 2 of true Qi, with the help of the system, he was invincible among those at stage 3 of true Qi. A streak of pink blade Qi that was tens of meters long condensed in an instant. The disciples of the White Warehouse sect were in a state of panic. As expected of the pinnacle of martial arts in the secular world of China, you do have some strength, but in front of me, you're like an ant. Such a powerful strike caused the Wulin disciples, Lin Bei, and the other girls to feel awe. However, they saw Xie Bing's lips curl into a cold smile. She leaped up and faced the blade energy head-on. With a wave of his hand, a blue sword aura shot up into the sky. The sword aura condensed in the void was instantly broken. The divine dragon's pupil shrank, and before he could dodge, he was sent flying by the sword aura. Rumble! The sound of his landing was loud, as if a meteorite had fallen from the sky. A huge crater appeared on the ground, and the divine dragon lay in it, unaware of the situation. The surroundings were filled with exclamations of surprise, and the sounds of discussion surged like a tide. What's going on? That's it. Senior Dragon God lost? Defeated in one move? He's the pinnacle of martial arts in the secular world of Huaxia. This group of people is too ferocious. What kind of place is the Absolute Gate? This is the first time I've heard of it. I'm afraid that even if young Master Qin returns, he might not be a match for them. Lin Bei and the other girls widened their eyes in shock. Lu Jie and the others were still in a daze. Everyone was shocked. Only now did they realize how powerful Xie Bing was. How many people in the whole of Huaxia could send a true energy realm divine dragon flying with a single palm strike? Xie Bing enjoyed the shocked expressions on everyone's faces. Listening to everyone talking about him, he felt as if he was going to float to the sky. He didn't even look at the life or death of the divine dragon in the sky crater. He walked in front of Haning Ying and the other women with a smirk on his face. What do you think, beauties? Do you still want me to leave? If you know what's good for you, follow me obediently for a few days. When I'm in a good mood, I can teach you a few moves. I promise I'll help you break through your current realm. Xie Bing was still thinking about the women. He had been cooped up in the Absolute Gate for too long. Although there were many beauties in the Absolute Gate, they mainly focused on cultivation and were relatively indifferent to the matters between men and women. Now that he had come out of seclusion and came to Flower City, Xie Bing's saliva almost flowed out when he saw the streets full of beauties in low-cut dresses and miniskirts. Tui, stop your wishful thinking. Even if we die, it won't have anything to do with you. Han Ying knew how powerful Xie Bing was, but she met his gaze with a cold expression. The smile on Xie Bing's face disappeared. The veins on the side of his mouth were throbbing, but he suddenly laughed out loud. Ha ha! Good, very good. I like women with hot bodies and strong personalities like you. Since you won't obey me, I have ways to make you submit. The women's hearts tightened, and they instinctively retreated a few steps. Xie Bing waved his hand and ordered the junior brothers behind him, "The four of you, go and capture those women, then chase all the people in the city away. If anyone dares to disobey, kill them without mercy." Xie Bing's order was as if he was the king of this city. The four juniors started to move, and Hero City was plunged into chaos. The ordinary people who lived in the city covered their heads and fled like rats, while Lu Jie and the others forced themselves to fight again. Ta-ta-ta. It was at this moment that a series of rumbling noises came from the sky, and a few fighter jets flew toward them. Dozens of military vehicles landed on the ground, and they kicked up a cloud of dust wherever they went. Lu Jie and the others were stunned by the huge formation. Xie Bing and the others also stopped fighting and looked at the advanced weapons in the sky and on the ground curiously. Swoosh! A sudden gust of wind blew, and a dozen black figures flashed toward them. Xie Bing's expression turned cold, and he shouted, "Who are you? Are you here to die?" As soon as he finished speaking, 12 figures appeared in front of him. One of them stepped forward and said, "We are the 12 peaks of China's dragon sect. Hero City is an important place in China, and it is highly protected. Who are you? How dare you cause trouble here?" Ever since Qin Feng led the Chinese army and the foreign martial artists back to the island, his status in China was unrivaled. The Dragon Sect had sent an elite team to protect the safety of Hero City. It had only been 10 minutes since Xie Bing and the others started the trouble, and this group of fully armed elites had already arrived. 12 Peaks, you are here as well." Another white figure landed. Shenlong's hair was disheveled, and his face was pale. It was obvious that he was heavily injured by the palm strike. "These are the disciples of the Extinction Sect. They have committed atrocities in the secular world. I've warned them, but they ignored me." The Divine Dragon explained the situation, and the 12 Upper Peak Masters were stunned. Their eyes shone with seriousness. No one expected the people of the Extinction Sect to come out of seclusion. It seemed like the secular world of China was going to be in chaos again. "Since you are the disciples of the Extinction Sect, you should know that the Extinction Sect has signed a peace treaty with the Chinese government. Why are you still killing people here?" The representatives of the 12 Peaks said coldly, but they were worried. The Extinction Sect was the most mysterious existence in China's martial arts world. It was a sacred place for cultivation that had been passed down since ancient times. The Chinese government had sent troops to search for the Extinction Sect, but they returned empty-handed every time. Compared to the hidden sects of the foreign martial arts world, the Extinction Sect was more powerful and secretive. It was as if their sect did not exist on Earth. Other than the people of the Extinction Sect, no one else had ever entered the place. When Xie Bing saw that the 12 old men were repeating the same words that the dragon god had said, she lost her patience. "I just killed a few ants. Why would the Chinese government care about such a trivial matter? I advise you to leave now. Don't delay my business." The 12 Peaks were infuriated by Xie Bing's arrogant attitude. How many people in China dared to speak to them like this? "How dare you? You are just people of the Extinction Sect. You have no right to be so arrogant." The representatives of the 12 Peaks had already struck with their palms. Their aura was earth-shattering. Xie Bing did not care. He threw a seemingly casual punch, but it caused the air in front of him to explode. The fist and the palm collided, and the explosion was earth-shattering. The representatives of the 12 Peaks fell to the ground, but Xie Bing did not move an inch. The other 11 Peaks sucked in a breath of cold air. They had heard of the power of the Extinction Sect, but it was their first time seeing a disciple of the Extinction Sect in action. That violent realm was beyond their expectations. "Everyone, be careful. These people are not easy to deal with. Let's attack together." After a short moment of surprise, the other 11 Peaks quickly came back to their senses. They did not retreat. Suddenly, they opened up a formation and surrounded Xie Bing's group of 6. Rumble. Shenlong joined the battle as well. He swung his saber in the air, signaling the start of a fierce battle. He knew how powerful Xie Bing was. He swung his saber at one of the disciples, causing the ground to explode. The disciple dodged awkwardly, but his body was cut open. "Ents, Let me show you what true strength is. Seeing his junior brother injured, Xie Bing was completely enraged. He swung his long sword, and the surroundings were instantly shrouded in sword aura. The expressions of the 12 peaks changed drastically. That sword was so powerful that it seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. They quickly channeled their inner chi to block it with all their might. However, even the 11 of them could not withstand the power of that sword. Rumble. Loud noises came from all directions in Hero City. The crowd that was watching the show had long disappeared. This show was life-threatening. Who dared to stay here for long? In the originally bustling Hero City, only Lin Bei Bei, the girls, and the people from the phone group were left. The battle was too fierce. Lu Jia, Yun Zhe, and the others could not get close, so they guarded the girls as bodyguards. People from the 12 peaks were constantly sent flying. They fell from the sky like kites with broken strings. Shenlong forced himself to injure 2 White Warehouse sect disciples, but he was also hit by Xie Bing's palm several times. Shenlong and the 12 peaks, the strongest lineup in the secular world of Huaxia, could not withstand a single blow. It shocked everyone once again. Seeing that the battle was coming to an end, an angry roar from the 12 peaks was suddenly heard. You dare to violate the peace treaty, so I have a right to attack you. Elite team, open fire. The 12 peaks were completely enraged. They turned into black shadows and rushed out of the Hero City. Shenlong understood their intentions and quickly left with Lu Jia, Lin Bei Bei, and the girls. In the huge Hero City, only Xie Bing and the others were left in a daze. A few of his junior brothers were still confused about the situation, but Xie Bing suddenly shouted, "These people can't win, so they're using technological weapons?" Martial arts in the secular world are indeed desolate. In front of true martial arts masters, what use is this scrap metal? Xie Bing's words woke everyone up. They looked at the few military vehicles on the ground and the fighter jets in the sky with indifferent expressions, as if these things were of no threat at all. Rumble. A muffled explosion rang out, and it caused Hero City to shake violently. Chapter 13-17. The Extinction Sect signed a peace treaty with Huaxia not because of their conscience, but because they were afraid of Huaxia's fighter jets and cannons. However, Huaxia's martial arts world still existed, but in a secretive way. No matter what kind of existence it was mutually restricted by the Huaxia government. Even though the Extinction Sect was powerful, they still had to consider the power of advanced technology. It was just that Xie Bing and the others were young and frivolous, so they did not know the truth. The 4 juniors were shocked. The power of the cannonball from the tank was huge, comparable to a palm strike from a stage 1 true chi expert. Xie Bing did not have the time to care about Xie Fei. His eyes were cold. Boom! However, this was only the beginning. Dozens of cannonballs flew over, forming a dense black dot in the sky. Xie Fei was also afraid, and she said to Xie Bing coquettishly, "Senior, Junior is so scared. Let's retreat." "Retreat my ass. Just a few pieces of scrap metal and you're so scared? Kill your way over and destroy those broken things." The expressions of the 12 peaks changed, and they quickly ordered to increase the firepower. "Senior Xie Bing, if we don't leave now, it'll be too late." The other 2 began to persuade him again. "A bunch of trash. Go to hell." Xie Bing finally found the time, and his sword pierced through the void. The 12 peaks were anxious, and the Dragon God and the others had already rushed to stop Xie Bing. At this time, the roar in the air approached, and several fighter jets flew over, locking onto Xie Bing and launching a fierce attack. Bullets fell like rain, and there was a milky white true chi barrier around Xie Bing. The bullets hit the barrier and caused a ripple, but they all fell around Xie Bing's body. Boom! Cannonballs landed one after another, and loud sounds came one after another. This wave of attack caught them off guard, and another 2 disciples fainted on the ground. "Senior Xie Bing, we can't fight anymore. The 4 juniors are already injured, and the 2 of us can't beat them." She finally saw the power of advanced technology in Huaxia. No wonder the extinction sect would sign a peace agreement with the Huaxia government. She had heard the elders of the sect talk about the power of today's technology, but Xie Fei and the other disciples were young and arrogant, so they did not take it seriously. Now they were regretting it. Just you wait. How dare you bully the people of the extinction sect? I'll gather the disciples of the other sects who have come out of seclusion to annihilate all of you. Xie Fei stood dumbfounded on the ground, watching Xie Bing abandon her and run away. Her lungs were about to explode. Seeing that the other two disciples were unconscious and that only one woman was left panicking, the representatives of the 12 upper peaks stopped their attacks. The scene of gunfire finally came to a stop. Divine Dragon, is it time for the extinction sect to come out of seclusion, which only happens once every decade? The representatives of the 12 upper peaks looked at the Divine Dragon with a solemn expression. According to past practice, the extinction sect would have a large number of disciples come out of seclusion every 10 to 20 years. Every time they came out, they would cause a huge commotion in the secular world. Don't kill me. I admit my mistake. You can punish me however you want. The woman's clothes were barely covering her body. The Divine Dragon and the others turned their heads away and did not dare to look at her. The representative from the 12 peaks waved his hand and gave the order, capture those 5 people first and wait for the higher-ups arrangements. The 12 upper peaks had already left, leaving the elite team behind to guard Hero City with the Dragon God. Chapter 13:18. Qin Feng. We can't go any further. There are spirit beasts in the deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain. Even with my current realm, I can't control them. Xiao Shishir held Qin Feng's arm tightly and leaned into his embrace. Not long ago, Qin Feng brought her into the deeper region, and the two of them ventured further into the deeper region. They had no idea where they were now. The deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain had undergone a drastic change. The trees inside were strangely thick, and the branches were twisted and twisted like tree spirits. The grass was dense, and the surroundings were cold and gloomy. From time to time, the roars of beasts could be heard. An ordinary person would be scared to death in such an environment. Qin Feng was a little worried, but he still dragged Xiao Shishir deeper into the forest. Sure, that old man from the Spirit Beast sect will not give up. He must be waiting for us at the exit. We will be in grave danger if we go out now. Why don't we go into the deeper region and see what's going on? Xiao Shishir was an Emperor Realm Spirit Beast Master, and Qin Feng had the Blood Devil armor that could control the minds of the beasts. He was more inclined to explore the deeper region. Moreover, Qin Feng couldn't help but recall that his biological father was a Beast King. Qin Feng had an inexplicable feeling that the deeper region of Spirit Beast Mountain was hiding a huge secret. Xiao Shishir gradually calmed down. She agreed with Qin Feng's analysis. Since they were going to die either way, they might as well die in the deeper region. The two of them continued to explore the path. After walking for a long time, Xiao Shishir exclaimed, "Qin Feng, look, what is that?" Qin Feng's eyes lit up when he saw the clear spring in front of him. The deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain was overgrown with trees and leaves that covered the sky. Regardless of whether it was day or night, it was always a quiet and gloomy night. Dozens of meters in front of the two of them, there was a clear spring. It was as if moonlight was sprinkling down, shrouding the hazy and cold atmosphere. Xiao Shishir hadn't taken a sip of water for the entire afternoon, and there were dust and bloodstains on her body. The clear spring in the middle of the forest was as exciting as a freshwater lake in the desert. Xiao Shishir sprinted toward the spring with joy. Wow, this clear spring water is so clean, without any impurities at all, and it even gives me a refreshing feeling. All my fatigue has disappeared. Xiao Shishir was like a cheerful little deer running around the edge of the spring. Qin Feng had also caught up to her, and the light in his eyes grew brighter. Sure, the spiritual qi in this spring is so rich. It's even richer than the immortal Ascension Cave in the hero city of the Wulin. Although Xiao Shishir was a spirit beast master, her martial cultivation realm was not high, so she did not have a strong perception of the spiritual energy. However, Qin Feng's eyes widened. This was the first time he had encountered such rich spiritual energy since he started cultivating. Master, you're going to be rich. How is this an ordinary spring? This is a spiritual spring. Little Pig's cry of surprise rang out in Qin Feng's mind. He stared blankly at the clear spring that was as big as a basketball court, and was so excited that he almost cried out. With such a huge spirit spring, if one were to use it for cultivation, who knew what realm one would be able to reach? Qin Feng, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with the spring water? Xiao Shi could see the joy in Qin Feng's eyes, but she did not understand his thoughts. Qin Feng was so excited that he pulled Xiao Shi into his arms and planted a kiss on her forehead. Shi, this is a spirit spring, and the spiritual qi in the spring water surges. If I use all of it to cultivate, I'll be able to reach a breakthrough in no time. Then, I'll kill my way back to avenge you and save your second uncle. Xiao Shi was also stunned. She and Qin Feng were forced to run away, but it was a blessing in disguise. Really? Then hurry up and cultivate. I'll protect you. Xiao Shi became even more excited, and she jumped up and down like a little girl. Qin Feng quickly sat cross-legged by the lake and scooped up some of the spirit spring water. However, as soon as the spirit spring water left the pool, it suddenly disappeared. The spiritual qi also disappeared, and Qin Feng felt a pang of pain in his heart. Little Pig, what's going on? Master, the spirit spring water is born from the spiritual root, so there must be a spiritual spring under this land. You can only cultivate by sitting here and drinking the spirit spring water. If the spirit spring water leaves the spiritual spring water, the spiritual qi in it will suddenly disappear. Little Pig's explanation made Qin Feng feel slightly dejected. He had planned to store the entire spiritual spring in the Emerald Spirit Ring, and then find a slightly safer place to cultivate. In this way, he could only wait by the side of the spiritual spring to make a breakthrough. However, this area was already in the depths of the deep layer, and danger lurked everywhere. Demonic beasts or spiritual beasts could jump out at any time. What's wrong, Qin Feng? Xiao Shi noticed something was wrong. Just as Qin Feng was about to explain, his expression suddenly changed. He pushed Xiao Shi to the ground, and she screamed in fear. She thought Qin Feng was going to do something to her. Roar! Roar! Suddenly, a black shadow flew over their heads. Xiao Shi saw it clearly. It was a strange beast. It looked like a bat, but it was as big as a rhinoceros. Qin Feng leaped up and looked behind him. The giant bat's body was jet black, and it had a protruding mouth and monkey-like cheeks. It looked extremely ugly. It had a pair of fleshy wings on its back, and when it breathed, it exuded a thick black mist that carried the smell of rotting corpses. Master, be careful. This is a rank 3 demonic beast, a giant bloodbat. I didn't expect to see this kind of beast in the Devil Beast Mountain. Little Pig's tone was very solemn, as if he was facing a formidable enemy. Qin Feng was already on guard. This giant bloodbat gave him the feeling that he was facing a verdant sect heretic cultivator. Roar! Roar! The giant bloodbat landed on the ground and leaped up again. Its fleshy wings fluttered lightly, and in a flash, it had flown more than 10 meters above Qin Feng's head. Qin Feng, be careful. Xiao Shi was scared out of her wits. Qin Feng didn't dare to be careless. He swung his saber at the giant bloodbat. The golden phoenix shone with a dazzling golden light in the dark, and a solidified saber aura surged toward the giant bloodbat. The giant bloodbat didn't dodge. It used its sharp front claws to pounce on the saber aura. When the claws collided with the saber aura, a loud metallic sound rang out. Roar! Qin Feng's golden phoenix saber was extremely powerful, but it only managed to push the giant bloodbat back a few steps. The rank 3 demon beast roared into the sky, and the black fog around its body became even denser. In an instant, it was impossible to see anything within half a meter. Qin Feng, where are you? Are you okay? Sob? Xiao Shi cried in panic. Qin Feng was wearing a night vision goggles. He leaped to Xiao Shi's side and carried her to the top of a tree. Shi, Stay here. I'm going to deal with that monster." Before Xiao Shi could say anything, Qin Feng turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the night sky. He stepped on the golden wheels and swung the saber in his hand. The air exploded, and a violent saber aura cut down a row of towering trees. Bang! 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 The giant blood bat seemed to be lacking in intelligence. It took Qin Feng's attacks head-on every time. However, its body's defense was astonishing. It was as if its body was made of solid rock. Qin Feng slashed at it more than 10 times, but not a single wound appeared on it. Roar! The giant blood bat's roars grew louder, and its black eyes turned blood red. It flapped its meaty wings and soared through the forest like a specter. It was as fast as a fighter jet, and wherever it went, it created a strong gust of wind. Boom! A violent gust of air exploded behind Qin Feng. Unbeknownst to him, the giant blood bat had arrived behind him. Its sharp front claws slashed down violently, tearing through the air. It slammed into Qin Feng's back and instantly sent him flying to the ground. The ground exploded, and Qin Feng was dizzy from the impact. The strength of this third-order demonic beast was extremely ferocious. It was as if a fighter jet had crashed into him at high speed. The forest was shrouded in black mist, and Xiao Shi was restless on top of a tree. She couldn't see the battle clearly, and every time she heard a loud noise, her heart would race. Buzz! A strange energy wave suddenly rippled out. Xiao Shi's injuries hadn't healed, and she was mentally exhausted. She gritted her teeth and tried to control the rank 3 demonic beast's will, but she couldn't. Qin Feng jumped up as soon as he fell to the ground. The giant blood bat didn't give him a chance to catch his breath. He was severely injured in the battle with the spirit beast sect. So how could he defeat the giant blood bat? Stab, stab, stab. Feeling the sudden gust of wind behind him, Qin Feng quickly turned around and struck with his spear. The Rainbow Demon Storm Spear was extremely powerful, and it instantly condensed into thousands of red spear rays. Heaven and earth trembled, and the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear was pushed back dozens of meters. A gash finally appeared on the giant bloodbat's body, but it wasn't blood that flowed out. Instead, it was a black mist that condensed into a liquid. Roar, roar, roar. The giant bloodbat roared angrily and attacked again, ignoring the injuries on its body. Qin Feng was exhausted. Although the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear was powerful, it required a lot of true energy to activate. With Qin Feng's current condition, he could only use the spear 3 more times. Stab, 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 stab. Qin Feng didn't have a choice. Facing the giant bloodbat that was charging at him like a cannonball, he swung his spear again. Thousands of red sword rays whistled and surged, stabbing the giant bloodbat until it shrieked. Rumble. The instant Qin Feng repelled the giant bloodbat again, he willed something around him to explode. 5 clouds of black mist suddenly surged. They were the psyche of the 5 kings of verdant sect. The 5 of them flew toward the giant bloodbat like phantoms. Suddenly, the black mist condensed into black water droplets. A loud explosion sounded in the midst of the black mist, and several fireballs soared into the sky, burning the giant bloodbat and causing it to shriek miserably. Bang! 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 Not long after, another muffled explosion sounded. One of the psyche of the 5 kings of verdant sect was smashed by the giant bloodbat, and the psyche disappeared in an instant. A black shadow leaped and attacked Qin Feng. The rank 3 demonic beast was thoroughly enraged. It opened its bloody mouth and let out an ear-piercing screech. Chapter 13:19. Qin Feng was caught off guard by the giant bloodbat's barrage of attacks. He lay on the ground, gasping for air. He saw the giant bloodbat swooping down from the sky, but he did not have the strength to dodge. Rumble. A loud explosion erupted from Qin Feng's body. He activated the halo of justice, and his body was enveloped in a milky white, holy radiance. The black mist within a 5-meter radius suddenly dissipated, and the giant bloodbat stopped above Qin Feng. It was still a dozen meters away from Qin Feng, but it didn't dare to come any closer. Roar! The giant bloodbat roared at the sky, and the black mist around it wantonly. It tried to engulf the aura of the halo of justice with the black mist, but to no avail. Qin Feng sat on the ground and steadied his breath. He took out a handful of medicinal pills and threw them into his mouth. The giant bloodbat circled in the air for a while before disappearing. Qin Feng, are you all right? The violent battle suddenly stopped, and the eerie atmosphere returned. Xiao Shi's heart was in a mess, and tears welled up in her eyes. Qin Feng looked around and heaved a sigh of relief when he was sure that the giant bloodbat had left. However, he couldn't understand why such a ferocious beast would abandon its prey and run away. Qin Feng didn't think too much and leaped to the top of the tree. Xiao Shi finally saw Qin Feng, and she hugged him tightly, unwilling to let go. Woo-woo, Qin Feng, let's leave this place. There are really demonic beasts in here, and my will has no effect on them. I can't control them. Xiao Shi panicked. She felt that she and Qin Feng were at the end of the road. Qin Feng was also worried. He was about to comfort Xiao Shi, but his expression changed drastically when he saw the sky in the distance. This is bad. A large group of giant bloodbats is coming. Stay here and don't run around. Qin Feng's voice echoed in Xiao Shi's ears, but he was nowhere to be seen. Xiao Shi tried her best to look into the distance. She was so shocked that she nearly fell from the tree. One giant bloodbat was already troublesome for them. Now, there were dozens of giant bloodbats flying toward them. It was as if the entire sky was covered with them. Qin Feng, come back quickly. Let's get out of here. Xiao Shi jumped up and down anxiously. However, her cultivation was too low, and the tree was 100 meters tall. There was no way she could get down. Qin Feng didn't respond. Instead, a series of loud noises came from the distant sky. Golden saber chi rained down from the sky, and from time to time, a surging red spear chi shot into the sky. Xiao Shi's face was a mess from crying. She couldn't wait to rush over and fight alongside Qin Feng. Roar! The angry roars of dozens of giant bloodbats shook the heavens and the earth, causing the entire forest to shake. Qin Feng stepped on the golden whirlwind wheel and shuttled through the group of monsters. He had no chance of winning, so all he could do was provoke them and lead them to deeper areas so that Xiao Shi could survive. You bunch of beasts, I'll fight it out with you today. Qin Feng was repeatedly hit, and his eyes were bloodshot with anger. He was already exhausted and felt that he was really going to die here. Since he was going to die anyway, Qin Feng immediately used all of his skills and trump cards. He might as well kill until the sky turned dark. Rumble. For a moment, the forest was filled with loud noises. A blood-red armor appeared on Qin Feng's body, and it was as if dark red blood was flowing through the armor. The pure soul blood of the super demonic beasts in the blood demon armor was activated. However, these demonic beasts were not under Qin Feng's control. Their will was a little strange, as if they had lost their own will. They were like puppets, and that was why Xiao Shi could not control them. Buzz. A strange energy rippled out. Seeing that the blood demon armor was ineffective, Qin Feng immediately activated the 5 golden ghost head talismans. Black mist shrouded the forest, and everywhere it went, a raging fire rose. The giant bloodbats seemed to be afraid of the fire, and they finally retreated a little. Rumble. The loud noises were still echoing, and a golden light fell from the dark sky. The man had curly golden hair, and he held a golden dragon slayer saber in his hand. Before he landed, he slashed down with the saber. You bunch of beasts dare to hurt my master? You're courting death. The golden fur lion king's saber chi was violent, and it was as fierce as Qin Feng's golden phoenix when he was at his peak. The row of giant bloodbats were knocked back, and they shrieked in pain. Qin Feng, on the other hand, was still channeling his will. Explosions kept coming from his body, and the killer book had been activated. The bloody battle had just begun. Roar! A phoenix's cry was heard, followed by the howl of a wild wolf. The flaming golden condor and glacial snow mastiff appeared out of nowhere. They had been holding back in the system for a long time, and as soon as they came out, they attacked with all their might, stunning the giant bloodbats. Pikachu. Another nimble figure appeared in the dark forest. It was as fast as the wind, and it was nimble and small. It leaped from tree to tree, and purplish-blue lightning flashed on its body, making it look like a ghost in the night. Qianfen released all his battle pets and heroes. He wore the blood demon armor and held the rainbow demon storm spear in his hand. He leaped onto the back of the flaming dragon horse. The fierce horse reared its front hooves, and with a neigh, it galloped through the forest. The rainbow demon storm spear was unleashed, and thousands of red spear chi covered the sky. The air was pierced, and it looked like it was going to destroy the forest. Master, Shimin Shui request to leave the battle. Ouyang Feng request to leave the battle. Hua Tuo request to leave the battle. The three heroes shouted anxiously in Qianfen's mind. The reason why he didn't release them was that their cultivation levels were too low and they were no match for the rank 3 demon beasts. However, the situation was dire, and Qianfen fought with the mentality of dying. Therefore, he released the three heroes as well. 3 muffled explosions sounded in the air, and the 3 of them were like gods descending from the heavens. Shimin Shui's white robe was as white as snow, and he slashed out thousands of sword chi with his ordinary unsheathed sword. Ouyang Feng used the toad skill, and he jumped around on the ground. His body was filled with evil energy, and he entered a state of madness. This huge battle was in full swing. Under Qianfeng's all-out attack, the perilous situation finally turned around a little. However, the giant bloodbat was a rank 3 demonic beast, so its body's defense was simply too shocking. After fighting for so long, not a single giant bloodbat had been killed. Bang, bang, bang. Loud noises kept coming from the forest. The verdant sect's 5 kings that Qianfen summoned were slapped to death countless times. Shimin Shui and Ouyang Feng couldn't hold on anymore. Their strength was comparable to rank 1 true chi, and they were powerful existences in the martial arts world. However, in the depths of Devil Beast Mountain, it was difficult for them to even protect themselves. The situation began to fall into a crushing defeat. Qianfen had already recalled all the heroes back into the system, and only Golden Fur Lion King was left to fight. The 3 battle pets were brave. Pikachu, who seemed to be the weakest, was unbeatable after he awakened the hidden skill of 100,000 volts during the Beast Battle Tournament. He moved like the wind and attacked like lightning. Master, we'll lose sooner or later if we keep fighting like this. Quick, activate the soul-severing sword's power and kill these demon beasts. Little Pig jumped up and down anxiously in the system. Qianfen thought the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear's attack was the fiercest, so he used the Scarlet Demon Storm Spear in this bloody battle. However, he realized that these rank 3 demon beasts' defense was heaven-defying. Even with his current realm and the Rainbow Demon Storm Spear, he couldn't kill them. Qianfen waved his hand, and a pink long sword flew out. This soul-severing sword didn't have a blade, and only a pink shadow flickered. It specialized in killing demons, ghosts, and destroying souls. When he wiped out the verdant sect's heretical cultivators, he relied on this soul-severing sword to achieve such great power. Swoosh! The sound of the sword rang in the air, and a pink light enveloped the area. It contained a strange energy wave. Qianfen stepped on the golden whirlwind wheel and charged toward a huge bloodbat. That bloodbat roared at the sky with an extremely excited look on its face. It swiped its slender front claws at Qianfen, and the air instantly exploded. Swoosh! Qianfen wouldn't take the demon beast's attack head-on. His figure flickered, and he appeared behind the bloodbat in the blink of an eye. The soul-severing sword slashed down from the sky, bringing with it a strange energy wave. In an instant, a pink light bloomed, and the black mist surrounding the bloodbat was cut open. A fine crack appeared on its hard skin. The crack started from the back of its head, and at a speed visible to the naked eye, it quickly extended to the tail under its wings. Boom! A loud explosion sounded, and the third order demon beast exploded into a pile of flesh and blood. The air was filled with a rotten stench, and the fierce battle stopped in an instant. It was as if time had stopped. Golden Fur Lion King's face was filled with astonishment. He didn't expect Qin Fun to be able to cut apart this group of third order demon beasts. The giant blood bats were shocked, and a hint of fear finally appeared in their eyes. Qin Fun was stunned for a moment. Previously, he couldn't hurt this group of demon beasts even after using all his strength. Now that he had killed one, Qin Fun's heart was rekindled with hope. With a thought, he turned into a streak of light and appeared in the middle of the group of demon beasts. Swish! The soul-severing swords specialized in killing demons and ghosts, and these demon beasts were one of them. The long sword in Qin Fun's hand seemed to have a life of its own. With a flash of sword light, another giant bloodbat exploded in the middle. Boom! The unique sound of explosions rang out continuously in the forest. Qin Fun and his sword seemed to have entered an invincible state in the group of demon beasts. Every time he swung his sword, it was a fatal blow. The ferocious demon beasts started to fear him, and some of them even started to run away. Ding! Host has eliminated a total of 10 demon beasts. The killer book has been upgraded to the first level. All abilities have been increased by 1. 5 times. The system's voice rang out. The more Qin Fun killed, the more ferocious he became. The giant bloodbats finally came to their senses, and they started to run away. Qin Fun didn't want to let them go. He stepped on the golden wheel and flew in the dark sky. Wherever he went, he would attack with his sword, and the surrounding area was filled with a rotten stench. Qin Fun, you dare to kill my demon beasts? Let's settle the old scores and the new scores. Qin Fun swung his sword, and another giant bloodbat exploded. Suddenly, an angry roar came from the depths of the forest in front of him. Chapter 1320. Qin Feng had already landed on the ground. The Justice Halo emblem and the soul-breaking sword's radiance alternated, enveloping his body in a layer of pinkish-white radiance. The black fog became denser and denser, like a gale blowing. There was a blurry silhouette in the black fog. When it got closer, Qin Feng's expression changed as he recognized the person. Ghost Face, Evil Lord? You actually escaped to Devil Beast Mountain? The black fog dissipated a little, revealing the person inside. The person had no facial features and looked ferocious. He was wearing a black robe, and his exposed skin was as black as charcoal. He was the leader of the Verdant Sect, Ghost Face, Evil Lord. Qin Feng had destroyed the Verdant Sect and killed the 5 kings, but he let Ghost Face, Evil Lord escape. He had been searching for Ghost Face, Evil Lord's whereabouts. There was a chain mission in the system called Destroy the Verdant Sect, and the main mission was to kill Ghost Face, Evil Lord. Jia. Qin Feng, I really didn't expect you to dare to step into the deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain. I was planning to endure for a while, and then I will find you for revenge. Now that you have come to me to die, it really suits me. Ghost Face, Evil Lord and Qin Feng had a blood feud. He should have been furious when he saw Qin Feng, but he could still smile at this moment, because in his eyes, Qin Feng was already a dead man. He couldn't kill Qin Feng outside, but in the deeper region of Devil Beast Mountain, it was the Ghost Face, Evil Lord's world. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Watch me destroy your divine soul with my sword. Qin Feng roared angrily. He had already turned into a light shadow and flew to the top of Ghost Face, Evil Lord's head in a breath's time. The soul-breaking sword in his hand was shining, and it was filled with a strange energy ripple. Ghost Face, Evil Lord's expression changed. He was very afraid of this soul sword. In the previous battle at the Verdant Sect base, he was scared away by the soul-breaking sword. Swish! The sword had already made a sound, but a huge black shadow suddenly pounced on him. With a loud explosion, the sword slashed on a giant bloodbat's body, and it exploded into a pile of flesh and blood. Qin Feng landed on the ground and looked over curiously. The giant bloodbats had just been scared away by him. Why would they come back? The sky was densely packed with giant bloodbats. Other than that, there were also many strange flying beasts, It was a spectacular sight on the ground. The ghost face, evil venerable, was surrounded by beasts. All of them were black. Their eyes were lifeless. There were at least a few hundred of them. Qin Feng's expression changed drastically. He had already noticed something fishy. Are these demonic beasts under your control? Ghastly face, evil venerable laughed maniacally. He was no longer afraid of the broken soul sword in Qin Feng's hand. Hee. Now you know how powerful I am. Ever since I hid in this devil beast mountain, I have been developing new forces. I have refined the spirit beasts in the deeper regions into demonic beasts. Now, half of the beasts in this region are under my command. I am the king here. If you dare to step into this region, you will die. Qin Feng was surprised. He thought that after the verdant sect was destroyed, ghastly face evil venerable would be chased by all the orthodox martial artists. He thought that he would be lucky to survive. He never thought that this person would be the ruler of Devil Beast Mountain. The hundreds of ferocious demonic beasts under his command were even more powerful than the verdant sect. You are neither a human nor a ghost. I should have killed you with my blade back then. Qin Feng regretted in his heart, but it was useless to say anything now. Ghastly face evil venerable's maniacal laughter suddenly disappeared, and he roared with a sinister expression. You still dare to be so arrogant when you are at death's door? I will refine you into a corpse soldier and torture you to death every day. With an angry roar, the group of demonic beasts seemed to have received an order and rushed towards Qin Feng like a tidal wave. Golden Fur Lion King was standing behind Qin Feng. He was already stunned by the scene in front of him. How could he resist such a large wave of demonic beasts? Rumble. Qin Feng's body exploded, and 5 clouds of black mist rushed out. The verdant sect's 5 kings were ignited with flames, and they rushed into the group of demonic beasts. Ghastly face, evil venerable was startled, and when he came back to his senses, he shouted angrily, Qin Feng, how dare you refine my disciple into a ghost head talisman? I want you to die a horrible death. I will skin you alive and let these demonic beasts eat you. Qin Feng ignored the crazy, ghastly face, evil venerable. In fact, the ghost head talisman of the verdant sect's 5 kings was not very effective against these demonic beasts, so he deliberately released it to anger ghastly face, evil venerable. Rumble. Thousands of red spear lights soared into the sky. Qin Feng held the rainbow demon storm spear in his hand and repelled the bloodbats flying towards him. In the next second, he disappeared. When he appeared again, the soul-breaking sword in his hand slashed horizontally, and 5 bloodbats were instantly blown into pieces. The fierce battle had begun. With the soul-breaking sword in his hand, Qin Feng was like an undefeatable god of war. Those ferocious and invincible demonic beasts were like tofu cubes, and Qin Feng's slash was enough to cause an explosion. Ding! Host Qin Feng has eliminated a total of 30 demonic beasts. The killer book has been upgraded to the 2nd level, and all abilities have been doubled. The more Qin Feng killed, the more ferocious he became, and the notifications kept ringing in his mind. His strength had also skyrocketed, and his killing speed had increased. In a short while, the ground around him was littered with blood, flesh, and bones. Ghastly face, evil venerable was angered to the point of shouting. These demonic beasts were all puppet subordinates that he had painstakingly refined. Each of them had the strength of a true Qi realm expert. He roared angrily, and his black robe suddenly emitted a cold sound. Black mist surged out from within and enveloped the entire forest. His skinny palm suddenly shot out, forming a dense black mist palm print. Dark corpse burning palm. Just as the huge black palm print arrived in front of him, it suddenly exploded violently, and thick flames soared into the sky, burning through the surrounding trees. Qin Feng had already seen ghastly face, evil venerable's moves. He had already stepped on the golden whirlwind wheel and retreated. His figure was still in the void, and his sword slashed down. Swoosh! The absolute soul sword blossomed with a pink light, and a strange energy rippled out. Ghastly face, evil venerable's expression changed, and he immediately shot out a few palms towards the void. Those black palm prints overlapped, as if they had become a substance. The sword ray fell, but was unable to pierce through. Jia. Surnamed Qin, the Yin-Chi in the depths of Devil Beast Mountain is very dense. You chose to fight with me here. You are simply seeking death. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable saw that his move was able to block the absolute soul sword's might, and immediately had a look of joy on his face. He was only afraid of Qin Feng's soul sword. If he could break the sword's might, Qin Feng would be like an ant in his eyes. Qin Feng was also startled. Just like what Ghastly Face Evil Venerable had said, the dense Yin-Chi in the depths of the Devil Beast Mountain had negated more than half of the absolute soul sword's might. The ferocious demonic beasts formed a group and had an attitude of not fearing death. Qin Feng immediately brandished his soul sword, but before the sword ray could land, it was blocked by Ghastly Face Evil Venerable's palm print. In an instant, the situation was reversed. Qin Feng could only flee in all directions, but there were so many demonic beasts, and from time to time, one would jump out and slap him away. The attacks of these demonic beasts were incomparably berserk, and the slap caused the true qi in Qin Feng's body to be in a mess. Qin Feng, you can't hold on for much longer. I advise you to obediently submit to me, and I can spare your little life. I will refine you into a corpse soldier, and in the future, I will manipulate you. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable laughed crazily, as if he was going to win without a doubt. The Golden Fur Lion King could not withstand the fierce attacks of so many demonic beasts, and was already heavily injured, so it was recalled back into the system by Qin Feng. Flaming Golden Eagle and Glacial Snow Mastiff were all injured. Pikachu, on the other hand, was fast and small, so he did not receive any attacks. However, his lightning skill consumed a lot of energy, and this little guy could no longer use it. The 3 battle pets were also recalled back into the system, and in the forest shrouded in black fog, only Qin Feng was left to fight. Just as he slashed down with his sword, a ferocious cheetah suddenly leaped out from behind him and directly knocked him into the sky. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable finally grasped the opportunity, and he slapped the sky. Suddenly, the black fog condensed, as if the sky was changing, and a huge black palm quickly condensed, covering half of the sky. Suddenly, loud noises resounded, and the place where the black fog was set ablaze. It was a magnificent scene of fire burning the sky. Roar, roar! This scene frightened all the demonic beasts on the ground, and they cried out in alarm. The demonic beasts that were flying in the sky quickly landed, and none of them dared to come into contact with the power of the fire. Qin Feng was in the black fog, and at this moment, the fire was spreading everywhere, and his figure could no longer be seen clearly. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable laughed loudly. Under this kind of attack, how could Qin Feng survive? Kakik. This is the result of going against this venerable. In a few days, this venerable will lead a large group of demonic beasts out of Devil Beast Mountain and eradicate all the forces that you have established in Huaxiao. How could Qin Feng's death appease Ghastly Face Evil Venerable's anger? At that time, Qin Feng mobilized the entire pugilistic world and dragon sect to destroy many of the verdant sect's bases and forced him to escape into Devil Beast Mountain. Now, he was going to repay this debt of blood. Just as he roared, he heard Qin Feng's cold voice coming from the burning sky. I'm afraid you won't have the chance to leave Devil Beast Mountain again. I will definitely kill you here. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable's expression changed, and his smile froze. He quickly looked towards the sky and saw a black figure flickering in the fire. This Qin Feng is still alive? Ta ta ta. A series of gunshots exploded, and before the demonic beasts on the ground could react, the dense black laser bullets had already landed on the ground. Qin Feng was wearing the black dragon mech, and his arms were flickering with sparks. His abdomen suddenly opened up, and countless black laser bullets fell down like shooting stars. Rumble! The ground exploded, and the surrounding trees collapsed one after another. This group of demonic beasts had never seen such a ferocious high-tech attack. and all of them were scared out of their wits. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable was shocked. The laser bullets had no effect on him, but the laser bullets had forced him into a miserable state. He ran all the way, but he realized that the bullets were still chasing him. Qin Feng's trump card had changed from the Broken Soul Sword to the Black Dragon Mech. This was out of Ghastly Face Evil Venerable's expectation. He thought that only his strength had skyrocketed during this period of time, but he did not expect that Qin Feng's breakthrough was even more ferocious than his. A sure-win situation had turned into such a miserable situation. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable was so angry that he screamed. He was completely enraged, and he suddenly stopped and sent a few palm strikes behind him. Rumble. Black fog enveloped the 3 tracking bullets, and suddenly the bullets exploded. Chapter 13:21. Rumble. The Black Dragon Mech's homing bullet was so powerful that it instantly blasted a huge crater in the ground. The Ghostface Evil Lord fell into the crater, and it was unknown whether he was dead or alive. The group of beasts that were attacking Qin Feng suddenly stopped, their expressions lifeless as they stood there like stone pillars. Qin Feng did not dare to be careless. He stepped on the golden whirlwind wheel and rushed into the group of beasts. The broken soul sword in his hand pierced through the air, instantly turning a row of beasts into flesh and blood. The long sword in his hand rose and fell. These beasts with astonishing defense were like tofu under the broken soul sword. These were existences that were comparable to the true Qi realm, but in an instant, a large number of them fell like ants. Ding! Host Qin Feng has eliminated a total of 50 beasts, successfully leveling up the killer book to level 3, all abilities increased by 2. 5 times. The system beep sounded. Qin Feng's eyes were already blood red from killing. The berserk aura on his body became more and more turbulent. He simply stood in the middle of the group of beasts without moving. The broken soul sword in his hand danced in the air, unceasingly exploding around him. Roar, roar. After killing for an unknown amount of time, the roar of beasts came from behind him. A gust of wind blew. Qin Feng did not have time to react and was directly sent flying. This palm was extremely powerful. Qin Feng vomited a few mouthfuls of blood in midair. After he stabilized his body, he immediately turned around to look. The originally motionless beast seemed to have come back to life. Qin Feng, you forced me. I want you to die a horrible death. A mass of black mist came out, from which came the roar of the ghost face Evil Lord. This guy was actually not dead. He was currently standing in the group of beasts. His black robe fluttered. The surrounding beasts all gathered towards him. One after another, they all knelt down, as if they were paying respect to their king. Black mist shot out from the bodies of the beasts. The aura of dozens of beasts overlapped in midair. The black mist was dense and did not dissipate, as if it was about to solidify, like a black stream of water flowing on top of the ghost face Evil Lord's head. Qin Feng already felt that something was wrong. This ghost face Evil Lord should be using some kind of evil spell. He did not have time to think. He immediately grabbed the broken soul sword and pierced through the air. Swish! In an instant, a pink light shot out. Hundreds of sword chi surged out. The sword chi pierced into the black mist in midair, but it was instantly absorbed without causing any ripples. However, Qin Feng didn't stop there. He slashed several more times with his sword. The sword hummed in the air, and the wind roared. It was as if half the sky was shrouded by the swaying sword light. However, the sword light disappeared in a flash. It couldn't penetrate the dense black fog at all. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable started to laugh out loud. The black mist above his head started to condense more and more. The mist started to flow like water flowing into his body. Qin Feng sheathed the soul-breaking sword, leaped into the air, and swung his saber. The air suddenly exploded, and 100-meter-long golden light shone with a sharp edge. That blade was extremely fierce, but when it landed on the black mist, it suddenly dissipated. Seeing that the ghost-faced Evil Venerable's aura was becoming more and more powerful, Qin Feng felt incredibly anxious. He put away the golden phoenix and quickly stabbed out with his palm. A blood-red spear fiercely shot out, instantly forming thousands of red spear lights in front of him. This spear seemed to be able to overturn the heavens and earth, causing the ground to tremble. The black fog finally dispersed a little, but in the blink of an eye, it quickly gathered again. Jia Jia Jia. Qin Feng, this venerable's evil technique is complete. Who else in this world can do anything to me? Qin Feng attacked with all his might, but in the end, he was unable to break the black fog barrier. Most of the dense black fog had been devoured by the ghost-faced evil venerable, but there was still a black cloud floating above his head. Qin Feng had already retreated tens of meters and stared at the ghost-faced evil venerable vigilantly. Suddenly, a cold wind blew, and the evil venerable on the ground disappeared. Qin Feng looked around, but he couldn't see the person's figure. However, the surrounding corpse chi was getting denser, which meant that the evil venerable was hiding nearby. Rumble! A loud sound exploded behind Qin Feng, and before he could react, his body was like a kite with its string cut, sent flying into the sky. This palm was extremely powerful and caused Qin Feng to lose his breath. Before he could stabilize his body, a black shadow flickered, and the ghost-faced evil venerable had unknowingly appeared above his head. The cold wind blew, causing the evil venerable's black robe to flutter. The black fog around his body was extremely dense and flowed slowly like water. A pair of black fog wings condensed on the ghost-faced evil venerable's back and slowly flapped like a demon's wings. A black fog floated above his head, and suddenly a light aura flickered, and a black fog condensed into a lightning bolt, striking Qin Feng's chest, causing him to fall 100 m to the ground. The ground exploded, and a row of towering trees fell to the ground. The white robe on Qin Feng's body was torn apart, and the top of his head was still emitting black smoke. A ball of corpse chi had entered his body, and like a fierce beast, it flew crazily through his meridians. If an ordinary person came into contact with this bit of corpse chi, they would immediately bleed from their orifices and die. Even if it was a martial artist that was corroded by the corpse chi, they would also go crazy and die from their body exploding. But Qin Feng quickly suppressed the corpse chi in his body. His blood meridians were very special, regardless if it was demon chi, poison chi, corpse chi, or spiritual chi. They could all be absorbed by him, and could even increase his cultivation. Rumble. Just as he stabilized the chi in his body, another black lightning bolt struck down from above his head. The ghost-faced evil venerable floated in the air, surrounded by black fog, and looked like a demon that came out of hell. Qin Feng was severely injured, and he had no way to dodge. His body was directly hit by the explosion, and he was sent flying into the air. Master Run! The ghost-faced evil venerable has mastered his evil skills, and you are no match for him now. Little Pig's voice was anxious, and it was jumping up and down in the system. Golden Fur Lion King and the other heroes and battle pets were burning with anger, and they requested to fight again. Qin Feng knew his current situation better than anyone else. Now that he had used up all his trump cards, he was in despair. The black lightning bolts that filled the sky struck Qin Feng from time to time, and he could feel a few cracks on his body. At most, he would be struck 3 more times, and he would explode. TSK, TSK, TSK. I have endured humiliation, and today, I can finally avenge my blood debt. How dare you destroy the verdant sect that I built with my own hands? I will definitely chop you into pieces. The ghost-faced, evil venerable couldn't stop laughing. He could tell that Qin Feng was about to die. This time, the evil venerable didn't hold back anymore, and he launched an even more ferocious lightning attack. Suddenly, black clouds covered the sky, and it was as if the heavenly lightning was striking down. The black lightning concealed a berserk aura, and every strike was like the ferocious attack of a true chi stage for expert. 3 black lightning bolts condensed in the sky, and formed a lightning bolt that was as thick as the branches of a towering tree. It struck down, and in the blink of an eye, The black lightning bolt was already hanging above Qin Feng's head. Under this strike, he could feel that he would completely explode. Rumble. A loud explosion sounded, but the black lightning struck empty air, and the ground within a radius of 100 meters was smashed, and a huge pit was formed. The ghost-faced, evil venerable was startled, and he immediately looked around. His expression quickly changed, and finally became incomparably dignified. In the depths of the surrounding forest, there was a dense spiritual energy drifting over, and there were hundreds of eerie lights drifting erratically. It was obvious that his old opponent had arrived. Beast King, you came at the right time. Now that I have mastered my evil skills, I am going to destroy you. The ghost-faced, evil venerable roared, and the group of demon beasts around him suddenly became irritable. Qin Feng fell into a huge pit, and when he heard the two words Beast King, he was shocked. He couldn't help but think of his own father. Wasn't he the Beast King? You bastard, you have committed all kinds of crimes. You trespassed into my territory, and you even dared to refine my spirit beast into a demon beast. Today, either you die, or I die. Qin Feng couldn't see the figure of the Beast King, but he could hear his powerful voice, as if it was the roar of a ferocious beast. Suddenly, the earth shook, and it was as if there were hundreds of beasts rushing out. These beasts had bright and beautiful feathers, and their eyes flickered with the light of wisdom. It felt like they were at the same level as the glacial snow mastiff and the flaming golden condor. They were actually all spirit beasts. The hundreds of spirit beasts formed a circle and surrounded the ghost-faced, evil venerable and the group of demon beasts. A black figure stepped on the sky, and with a leap, he landed in front of the ghost-faced, evil venerable. The man only wore a pair of pants made of beast skin, and his arms were bare. The muscles on his arms were as strong as rocks. A string of beast teeth hung on his neck, and a few bird beast wings were stuck on his head. He was dressed like a barbarian. You and these few bastards want to go against me? You are simply overestimating yourself. The ghost-faced, evil venerable looked straight at the Beast King, without a trace of fear. Before this, he had been hiding from the Beast King. But now that he had mastered his evil art, he wanted to kill Qin Feng, and then take the initiative to find the Beast King. The Beast King's expression changed, and he discovered the abnormality of the ghost-faced, evil venerable. The ghost-faced, evil venerable's body was surrounded by a black fog, and the dense evil qi was condensed into a solid substance. Above his head, there was a black fog that hid a gloomy and cold, killing intent. On his back, there was a pair of black fog wings, and he was omnipotent. Don't just talk nonsense, watch my spear. The Beast King roared, and suddenly he thrust his spear. The long spear in his hand flickered with a pure white light, and it was made of an unknown material. Under the thrust of a spear, it was as if the heaven and earth were collapsing, and it forced the ghost-faced, evil venerable to retreat. Rumble. 100-meter-long gorge appeared on the ground, and all the trees on the way were split in half. Many demon beasts were sent flying high into the sky, and although they did not explode, long wounds appeared on their bodies. The ghost-faced, evil venerable was so angry that he let out a strange cry. His figure floated in the air, and suddenly thunder sounded out. The black fog turned into lightning, and in the blink of an eye, it struck the ground. Pa pa pa! The Beast King's expression changed, and he ran on the ground barefooted. Wherever he went, a gale blew, and the surrounding trees started to sway violently. The black lightning did not catch up to the Beast King's speed, and the ground behind him continuously exploded. The scene was extremely intense, like a war film. Roar, roar! The two Beast Clan leaders had already started fighting, and the two waves of demon beasts and spirit beasts also roared. Chapter 1322. Chirp! A long cry came from the sky. Dozens of fiery red spirit birds swooped down. These spirit birds looked similar to the flaming golden eagles. They were huge and looked like dozens of fighter jets. Rumble! They opened their mouths, and dozens of fireballs rained down. On the other side, there were more than 20 giant bloodbats surrounding them. When they saw the raging sea of fire, they immediately flew away. After the fire landed, it continued to burn fiercely and set the area within a radius of 1,000 meters on fire. The battlefield was filled with flames and violent winds. The battle was so loud that it shook the heaven and earth. The scene was simply terrifying. A series of heart-wrenching and lung-splitting howls came from the forest. A few giant bloodbats were burned by the flames. These bloodbats lived in a dark environment all day long. Their bodies were full of corpse aura, and they were most afraid of fire and light. Swoosh! Suddenly, a cold wind blew. The other dozen bloodbats started to counterattack. They let out strange sounds. The spirit birds' expressions changed when they heard it. Even their flying speed slowed down a lot. Whoosh! A black venom sprayed out from the bloodbats' mouths. It sprinkled on the spirit birds' bodies like rain. The venom was extremely corrosive and highly toxic. A few spirit birds were unlucky enough to be poisoned. Their originally bright and beautiful feathers suddenly dimmed, and even their skin was corroded to the point of bubbling. They circled in the air in pain and cried angrily. The battle in the sky was intense. The bloody battle on the ground was even more violent. There were many kinds of spirit beasts. There were cheetahs, lions, ape-men, snow wolves, black bears, and giant elephants. It was as if all kinds of animals were gathered here. There were quite a few demon beasts as well. Moreover, if one looked carefully, they would notice that the appearance of the demon beasts was very similar to the spirit beasts. This was because these demon beasts were originally spirit beasts, but they had been refined into demon beasts by the ghost face evil venerable. Different kinds of beasts were tearing at each other. Angry roars shook the sky. Ice and fire intersected. Qin Feng was still recovering in the huge pit 100 meters away. He couldn't see the battle on the ground, but just by listening to the sounds, he could imagine the incomparably intense scene. The Beast King was running in the forest. It was as swift and violent as a ghost. Wherever it went, there would be a burst of lightning behind it. The entire forest collapsed. Beast King, aren't you very wild? Why do you only know how to run today? Do you have any more balls? The black wings on Ghost Face Evil Venerable's back flapped vigorously as he flew and chased after the Beast King. The black mist above his head followed him like a shadow, flickering with light auras as it continuously struck out black lightning. The Beast King's face turned cold, and the veins at the corner of his mouth twitched. He suddenly stopped in his tracks and let the black lightning explode around him. The holy white spear in his hand suddenly shot out like a cannonball. The air instantly exploded, forming a vacuum. Ghastly Face Evil Venerable's face changed as he felt a surge of death aura surging over. He did not dare to take the spear that the Beast King had thrown at him head-on. He flapped his wings and quickly retreated. The spear brushed past his body and pierced through the black fog around him. Seeing the spear flash disappear into the distant forest, the Beast King leaped up and suddenly grabbed the spear shaft in the air. With a turn of his hand, the spear struck down again. Rumble! The void exploded. Ghostface Evil Venerable could not dodge in time and was sent flying. A huge crater appeared on the ground. The black fog around Ghostface Evil Venerable had dissipated by half. The black wings on his back had disappeared, and the black fog above his head had also become illusory. You monster that is neither human nor ghost, today I will enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. The Beast King was like a shadow as he flew down from the sky with his spear. The white spear in his hand was made from the feathers of the holy pure spirit bird. It was filled with righteousness and holy aura. It had the same effect as Qin Feng's broken soul sword. The spear was brandished. It formed a dazzling white aura. Before the spear flash landed, the ground had already caved in by a few meters. The black fog around Ghost Face Evil Venerable quickly dissipated. His ugly face was incomparably sinister, and he let out a creepy scream as though he was fighting in pain. Rumble! The spear flash landed on the ground, creating a deep ravine. Ghostface Evil Venerable's black robe landed on the ground, but he was nowhere to be seen. The Beast King's expression changed. He immediately raised his spear and looked around. In the sky above his head, a dense black fog was surging. Within the black fog was Ghostface Evil Venerable, who had escaped. He was currently naked, and his black skin was filled with wrinkles. Looking at him would make people feel disgusted. Beast King, since you are acting recklessly, this Venerable will let you experience the true power of my evil technique. Rumble. Just as he finished speaking, an intense explosion came from his body. Every time he exploded, the black fog around him became denser. Ghostface Evil Venerable's wings grew again. Although it was condensed from the black fog, it looked as though it had become real black wings. The black fog above his head doubled in size. Thunder sounded from all directions, and it looked like a condensed black cloud hanging in the sky. Evil will not prevail over good. Go and die. The Beast King felt that Ghostface Evil Venerable had suddenly become stronger. However, he was not afraid at all. Holding onto his holy spear, he thrusted his spear forward. Immediately, the spear flash condensed into a 100-meter-long white light pillar that soared into the sky. The originally gloomy Devil Beast Mountain was immediately lit up. It was as though the black cloud that was blocking the sun had been pushed aside. Ghostface Evil Venerable did not dodge. It looked like he was slowly thrusting his palms a few times. However, in the blink of an eye, a black fog barrier condensed in the sky. The spear flash was extremely powerful, but it was unable to pierce through the layer of black fog. Ghostface Evil Venerable did not stop. The black fog above his head flickered with lightning. The moment it struck down, it was actually caught in his hands. He suddenly flapped his wings and dived down, holding onto the flickering black lightning sword. He was like a demon that had descended. He thrusted the sword towards the Beast King on the ground. Whoosh! Black lightning rose from all directions and instantly surrounded the Beast King. The lightning carried a berserk aura, as though it was going to destroy the heaven and earth. The beasts that were engaged in a fierce battle stopped. Their eyes revealed fear. The Beast King was sent flying high into the sky. The holy spear in his hands was also sent flying. Palipala! The black lightning rose again and struck the Beast King in midair. The Beast King was like a kite with a broken string, swaying unsteadily in the strong wind. The spiritual beasts on the ground roared and formed a flock. A few spiritual birds had already flown over, wanting to catch the Beast King. Pa! How could Ghostface Evil Venerable do as they wished? He floated in the sky like a demon. The black fog above his head continuously shot out lightning. Immediately, a dozen spirit birds fell to the ground. The demonic beasts on the ground launched another fierce attack. However, the spirit beasts did not have the heart to fight. From time to time, they would look towards the sky and observe the situation of the Beast King. Ghostface Evil Venerable faced the sky and laughed. He had eliminated Qin Feng and the Beast King, these two troublesome enemies. Now that he had mastered his evil technique, he was extremely excited. Beast King, you can die in peace. This Venerable will help you take care of this Devil Beast Mountain. I will refine all the beasts here into demonic beasts. From then on, who would dare to be enemies with this Venerable in the Chinese secular world? After the Beast King was blasted into the sky, he did not fall back down. He was continuously struck by the black lightning, causing his body to emit black smoke. He endured the pain and roared towards the sky. You evil monster! If you dare to make a move against the beasts in Devil Beast Mountain again, I will not let you go even if I die. Ghostface Evil Venerable did not care about the Beast King's threat. His laughter became even more arrogant. What qualifications do you have to act mighty in front of me? Since you want to die so badly, this Venerable will fulfill your wish. Palipala! The black mist on top of the evil lord's head suddenly flashed with light aura, and a few more black lightning bolts struck down at the same time. But they were all caught by Ghostface Evil Lord. The black wings on his back flapped with force, and his entire body transformed into a sharp arrow that left the bow, flying towards the Beast King. He suddenly waved his hand. The black lightning sword that was condensed from lightning was extremely powerful. In an instant, it caused the air to explode. Just as it was about to pierce through the Beast King, the evil venerable's body suddenly flew backwards. Rumble! A loud sound shook the sky. The ground shook. A black cannonball hit the evil venerable's chest. Immediately, it exploded and formed a violent shockwave. In an instant, the evil venerable was blasted 100 meters away. The Beast King was also blasted away, but at least he was alive. A black figure appeared in the sky. When the Beast King and Ghostface Evil Venerable landed on the ground, they looked over. The Beast King's eyes were filled with doubt. It was obvious that he did not know this person. Ghostface Evil Venerable was so angry that he blew his beard and glared at them. "Brat, you're not dead yet?" Qin Feng had been recuperating. Now that he had stabilized the qi in his body, his strength was not even a third of his peak condition. He put on the black dragon mech. At the critical moment, a tracking cannonball had blasted Ghostface Evil Venerable away. The Beast King did not know if Qin Feng was a friend or foe. He immediately sat on the ground and started to recuperate. Ghostface Evil Venerable was not heavily injured after being hit by the cannonball. He flapped his black fog wings and appeared in front of Qin Feng. "Ghostface Evil Venerable, I advise you to get lost. Otherwise, I will blast you into pieces." Qin Feng was heavily injured. He only had the black dragon mech to fight. He did not have the confidence to kill the Evil Venerable. Ghostface Evil Venerable laughed coldly. "Jia jia jia. You want to scare this Venerable? You're already a crossbow. This Venerable can't wait to kill you. Why would I leave? Die." Ghostface Evil Venerable suddenly sent out a palm strike. Immediately, black fog filled the air and enveloped Qin Feng's body. The Beast King could no longer see where Qin Feng was. The black fog suddenly burst into flames. The Beast King frowned. He was somewhat worried about Qin Feng. No matter what, Qin Feng had saved his life. Shua! A black figure flew out from the flames. Suddenly, there was a burst of gunshots in the sky. Black laser bullets fell down like raindrops. There were also a few large cannonballs that pierced through the sky. Rumble! The tracking cannonball exploded around Ghostface Evil Venerable. The berserk chi immediately expanded, causing all the towering trees in the surroundings to fly away. Even Ghostface Evil Venerable could not withstand the ferocity of the high-tech cannonball. The black fog wings on his back flapped vigorously. He turned into a black shadow and disappeared into the depths of the forest. "Ayaya, you ant. You can't beat this Venerable, so you use firearms. I will make you die a horrible death." Ghostface Evil Venerable was in a sorry state after being chased by the tracking cannonball. He moved extremely fast. It was as if the entire forest was echoing with his voice. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site to read the latest. Chapter 1323. Crackle. The sound of thunder came from all directions. The Ghostface Evil Venerable seemed to be completely enraged. The black fog floating above his head suddenly churned and quickly spread in all directions. In just a few breaths' time, the black fog was densely packed like a cloud, covering the sky for a few kilometers. Qin Feng suddenly stopped attacking. He felt a strong sense of danger coming from above. He quickly leaped into the sky. Just as he moved, several black lightning bolts surged down. Crackle. The sound of thunder was deafening. The scene was incomparably violent and spectacular. Wherever the black fog covered the sky, hundreds of black lightning bolts struck down at the same time. It was as if the sky and earth were going to be destroyed. The ground was blown up into pieces. Qin Feng shuttled back and forth in the dense black lightning. But the lightning was fast and fierce. From time to time, a few lightning bolts would fall on his body. His black dragon mech was about to explode. Roar, roar. The beasts on the ground continuously roared. Under the fierce attack of the lightning, how could they still have the mood to fight? They all ran away. The Ghostface Evil Venerable had completely used his trump card. His evil technique was indeed powerful. In order to kill Qin Feng and the Beast King, the evil venerable did not even care about his subordinates. He was planning to destroy all of them. Chirp! A burst of bird chirping sounded. Several spirit birds flew to the Beast King's side. The chaotic aura in the Beast King's body calmed down. He leaped and landed on the back of a golden rock. Golden rock, go and save that person as well, the Beast King ordered. The golden rock spread its wings and soared into the sky. Its body withstood the lightning attack and flew toward Qin Feng. Behind the golden rock, several spirit birds followed. When they saw the lightning coming, they took the initiative to help the golden rock block it. When the Beast King arrived at Qin Feng's side, the spirit birds that followed him were struck unconscious and fell to the ground. Little brother, quickly leave. That guy's evil technique has reached the large success stage. We're no match for him now. The Beast King shouted at Qin Feng. Qin Feng could not hold on any longer. In order to prevent the black dragon mech from exploding, he changed into the blood demon armor. This was the first time Qin Feng saw the Beast King. He felt an indescribable sense of familiarity. He hurriedly flashed and landed on the back of the golden rock. Golden rock, quickly retreat. Chirp! The golden rock let out a loud roar and flapped its wings. Suddenly, a strong wind blew in all directions, causing the 2 rows of towering trees to shake violently. The speed of this golden rock shocked Qin Feng. It even surpassed the speed of his golden whirlwind wheel. How could he let Qin Feng and the Beast King escape? The black mist wings on his back flapped vigorously, and he immediately turned into a black shadow as he chased after them. The black mist above his head moved with him, as though it was a dark cloud that was quickly moving away. Crackle! Black lightning constantly struck down from the black mist, following the golden rock all the way. No matter how fast the golden rock was, it was still struck a few times. Every time it was struck, its body would sway violently, nearly throwing Qin Feng and the Beast King off. We can't go on like this. This spirit bird can't take it anymore. Qin Feng looked anxious. Seeing the golden rock injured, he didn't feel good. The Beast King's dignified face was so cold that it was about to drip water. He looked at Qin Feng and said, "Little brother, quickly leave this place. As the Beast King of this generation, I must protect this place. I will cover for you. Quickly leave." The Beast King roared angrily, as though he wanted to jump off the golden rock and fight with the ghost face evil venerable. Qin Feng's heart tightened, and he quickly grabbed him and said, "You are the Beast King of this generation? How did you get the title of Beast King? Are there any other Beast Kings in China?" The Beast King was startled. He didn't understand why Qin Feng would ask such a question at this time. However, he quickly said, "The Beast King of China is passed down from generation to generation. There is only one Beast King in each generation. The Beast King is revered by the Beast Clan and has the ability to command tens of thousands of beasts. At the same time, as the Beast King, he must protect the peace and harmony of the Beast Clan. We don't have time to talk so much now. Quickly leave." The Beast King's face was anxious because the golden rock's speed was clearly slowing down. It seemed like it couldn't hold on much longer. The black clouds that covered the sky became denser and denser. It was obvious that the ghost face evil venerable had increased his attack power. How could Qin Feng leave? At this moment, a raging storm was set off in his heart. Not long ago, he found out about his biological father in the Qin Manor. He was the Beast King of this generation. Now that he met the Beast King in Devil Beast Mountain, he felt like he was dreaming. "Beast King, are you married?" Qin Feng suddenly asked. The Beast King was about to raise his spear and attack when his body suddenly froze. He looked at Qin Feng in confusion. "No, why are you asking this?" Qin Feng's face became anxious. How could he not be married? However, he quickly reacted and asked again, "Do you have a woman?" The Beast King's expression changed unpredictably. He was confused by Qin Feng. Now that the sky was filled with thunder and rain, the golden rock couldn't hold on any longer, and the ghost face evil venerable was chasing relentlessly. He and Qin Feng were about to die here, but Qin Feng asked such strange questions. "What do you want to say?" The Beast King lost his patience and frowned. Qin Feng didn't care and said anxiously, "Quickly answer me. Do you have a woman? What's her name?" The Beast King was so angry that his nostrils flared. He wanted to send Qin Feng flying with a kick, but he was worried that Qin Feng had saved his life. He said impatiently, "I only have one woman in my life. She is the genius disciple of the Thousand Shadows sect, Qingying. Why are you asking this? Hurry up and leave, or else you will die here." The Beast King was angry, but he saw Qin Feng stunned as if he was struck by lightning. He was now sure that the Beast King in front of him was his biological father. "Dad!" Qin Feng suddenly grabbed the Beast King's thick wrist and shouted with deep emotion. After he was born, he was taken away by Qin Shi. In a flash, 20 years had passed, and this was the first time he saw his biological father. The spear in the Beast King's hand trembled, and he was so scared that he almost fell from the Golden Rock's body. After he regained his senses, the Beast King shook off Qin Feng's hand and glared at him angrily. "What's wrong with you? Are you calling people randomly? I'm not your dad." Qin Feng didn't care and grabbed the Beast King's arm again. His eyes became moist. "Dad, I'm Qin Feng. Qin Feng from the capital's Qin Feng." The Beast King's tall and sturdy body trembled, and the spear in his hand fell to the ground. His impatient expression disappeared, and his furrowed brows relaxed. His eyes shone brightly, and he looked at Qin Feng with a complicated expression. "You're Qingying's child? I remember that Qingying settled you in the capital's Qin manor." Qin Feng nodded repeatedly. He had forgotten how long it had been since he last cried, but at this moment, when he was reunited with his family, he silently shed a tear. A man doesn't cry easily, but only when he's emotionally moved. Not only Qin Feng, but even the mighty and wild Beast King also had hot tears in his eyes. "Dad, it's me. I only heard about you from my foster father and grandfather a few days ago. I didn't expect to find you in Devil Beast Mountain." Qin Feng was wild with joy, and he forgot about his current situation. The two of them looked at each other affectionately. Black clouds covered the sky above their heads, and lightning brushed past their bodies a few times. However, in their eyes, time seemed to have stopped. "I feel like I've seen you somewhere before." That was the look they exchanged 20 years ago, and 20 years later, they met again. "Son, you're really my and Qingying's good son. I've let you and your mother down. I'm sorry that I'm not a good father." The Beast King suddenly hugged Qin Feng tightly. This madman who led the Beast tribe and fought bloody battles without batting an eyelid was crying his eyes out at this moment. Qin Feng's emotions were like raging waves. Even though they hadn't seen each other for 20 years, the moment they reunited, everything felt like the beginning. Rumble. A muffled thunder suddenly exploded above their heads, jolting the two of them out of their deep embrace. The Beast King's expression changed drastically. He pushed Qin Feng away and leaped into the air. He used his sturdy body to block Lei's fierce attack. Crackle! This bolt of lightning was so powerful that it sent the Beast King flying to the ground. At that moment, Qin Feng's tears gushed out like a fountain. Father's like a mountain, always sheltering you in times of crisis. "Dad, are you all right?" Qin Feng turned into a black shadow and quickly landed on the ground. He picked up the Beast King and stuffed a handful of pills into the Beast King's mouth. The Beast King's skin had burst open, and his flesh was a bloody mess. Just looking at it would make one's heart jump. Qin Feng's eyes were bloodshot, and his expression was incomparably sinister. The Beast King endured the intense pain from his wound, grabbed Qin Feng's arm tightly, and said, "Feng, don't worry about me. Hurry up and leave. I can die without regrets if I can reunite with you before I die." The true qi in Qin Feng's body violently surged. He had just reunited with his father, and he definitely wouldn't let this happen. The ghastly face, evil venerable's laughter came from behind him, and a sky full of black fog hung above Qin Feng's head. The Beast King used his last breath to push Qin Feng away. But how could Qin Feng be willing? "Feng, listen to Dad and leave. Now that I'm dead, you're the new Beast King. Remember to take revenge for me, and help me take care of these beast tribe." The Beast King looked like he was about to write his will, but at this moment, a system notification suddenly rang in Qin Feng's mind. Ding! Congratulations, host Qin Feng, for completing the Beast Tribe Disturbance main quest, successfully finding the Beast King, inheriting the position of the new Beast King, and unifying the Beast Tribe. The system rewards host Qin Feng 500,000 Hedonist points and a lightning godly sword. Host Qin Feng has a total of 1,649,000 Hedonist points. The completion of the Beast Tribe Disturbance chain quest shocked Qin Feng. At this time, Little Pig's voice rang in Qin Feng's mind again. "Master, time is of the essence. Quickly fuse the lightning godly sword with the soul-severing sword, and you might be able to defeat the ghastly face evil venerable." Qin Feng was startled, and he looked behind him. The ghastly face evil venerable was about to reach him. Qin Feng didn't have time to think, and he hurriedly entered the divine weapon interface. Not long ago, he fused the 6 divine swords from Japan and created a scarlet devil red equipment. This time, Qin Feng threw the pink soul-severing sword and the gold thunder godly sword into the interface. Ding! This fusion will cost 100,000 Hedonist points. Do you want to continue? The system notification rang again. Chapter 1324. Lightning Soul Sword Equipment Grade. Great Sage Gold Equipment. Using the power of heavenly lightning to strike all the demons and ghosts in the world. Qin Feng quickly looked at the introduction of the Lightning Soul Sword, and his heart was filled with excitement. He waved his hand, and a long sword that was shining with golden light and surrounded by purple lightning appeared out of thin air. The Lightning Soul Sword did not have a material body and was formed by the combination of golden and purple lightning. When the spiritual sword appeared, it released a dense aura, and the black fog surrounding Qin Feng and the Beast King immediately dissipated. It was as if the clouds were dispelled and the sun could be seen. The Beast King was startled and looked at the sword in Qin Feng's hand in disbelief. What is this? Holy sword? The Beast King was holding the holy spear made from the feathers of the holy bird. He felt that the sword in Qin Feng's hand was also releasing a holy aura, and it was 10 times denser than his holy spear. Qin Feng did not have time to explain because a gust of wind came from behind him and the aura of death enveloped him. Swoosh! He turned around and leaped into the air and brandished his sword. It looked like he was casually brandishing his sword, but the Lightning Soul sword suddenly shone with a golden light, like a scorching sun in the sky, and pierced through the dense black fog. What is this thing? The ghost face evil venerable who was flying in the sky suddenly froze and stopped tens of meters away from Qin Feng. He had no facial features, and it was unknown how he saw the scene in the sky. The 10,000 zhang long sword light soared up, like the light of the sun shooting out from the dark clouds. The surrounding black fog quickly dissipated, and the ghost face evil venerable felt a wave of danger approaching. He immediately released the corpse qi in his body, and immediately formed a dense fog on top of his head. Rumble! Numerous black lightnings struck down and enveloped the top of Qin Feng's head. The Beast King cried out in fear. He wanted to rush up to help Qin Feng block the lightning, but his body did not listen to him, and he did not even have the strength to stand up. Ghost face evil venerable, today will be the day you die. However, Qin Feng ignored the black lightning that flew towards him. The Lightning Soul sword in his hand pierced through the air. A burst of thunder exploded, causing the entire Devil Beast Mountain to shake incessantly. Hundreds of golden-purple lightning bolts whizzed through the air, illuminating half the sky. This spectacular and ferocious scene stunned Ghost Face Evil Venerable, and in the moment he was stunned, the lightning light enveloped him. Thousands of lightning lights exploded at the same time. The air in the area was pierced, the surrounding trees collapsed and exploded. The ground was full of holes. Rumble! Rumble! The sound of thunder and lightning did not stop at all, as if it had formed an endless sea of thunder. The beasts were shaken and stood rooted to the ground. They looked up at the beautiful sky, and a look of terror appeared in the depths of their eyes. Even the Beast King was flabbergasted. He couldn't believe that this was Qin Fun's attack. Not long ago, he had advised Qin Fun to run for his life. The thunder lasted for more than 10 minutes. It was as if time had stopped in this area. Neither the Beast King nor the Beast King came back to their senses. Qin Feng hovered in the air for a long time. Under the bombardment of such a powerful sea of thunder, Ghostface Evil Venerable was completely annihilated. Not only was his body destroyed, but his soul was also destroyed. Ding! Congratulations to host Qin Feng for completing the main mission: destroy the Verdant Sect. Kill the Ghostface Evil Venerable and destroy all the forces of the Verdant Sect. The system rewards host Qin Feng 100,000 Hedonist points and 1x Ghost Head Talisman. The host Qin Feng has a total of 1,649,000 Hedonist points. The system's notification tone suddenly rang. This meant that Ghostface Evil Venerable was really dead. In addition to the Ghostface Evil Venerable's Ghost Head Talisman, Qin Feng had collected all the Ghost Head Talismans of the Verdant Sect's King Wu. The Lightning Soul Sword's attack was extremely powerful, but had also exhausted the last trace of true qi in Qin Feng's body. He fell from the sky like a kite with a broken string. Before he landed, he heard a bird's cry and was caught by the golden rock. Swoosh! The golden rock spread its wings and landed beside the Beast King in a few breaths. Qin Feng and the Beast King were severely injured. They fell together and panted heavily. Both of them looked at each other and smiled. Their hearts were filled with indescribable excitement. They never thought that they would fight side by side and kill the enemies today. At the same time, Ling He and the other two elders were still guarding the entrance of the deep layer. They had waited for a day and a night, but Qin Feng and Xiao Shishir had yet to come out. During this time, Ling He found an excuse to send Ling Feng away and forcefully pushed Ling Yuner down a few times. When Ling He was done, Ling Feng rushed back with the three fierce beasts. Elder Ling He, why haven't the adulterous couple come out yet? Ling Feng threw the fierce beasts to the side and strode to Ling He and Ling Yuner. Ling He was a little flustered, afraid that he would be discovered. Ling Yuner was lying under the tree like a fool with a dull expression on her face. Ahem, not yet. Ling Feng felt aggrieved. He suddenly looked at Ling Yuner and said, Junior Sister Yuner, you don't seem to be in a good mood recently. Are you feeling unwell? Ling He was startled and quickly said, Yuner was injured in the previous battle. I have treated her. Don't worry. Ling Feng didn't suspect anything, so he didn't ask any more questions. His attention returned to Qin Feng and Xiao Shishir. Elder Ling He, I think the adulterous couple was most likely killed by the beasts inside. Should we leave this place? There was no daylight in Devil Beast Mountain. Day and night were shrouded in a gloomy atmosphere. Danger lurked everywhere. Even Ling Feng didn't want to stay here any longer. The spirit crane also sensed that Qin Feng and Xiao Shishir were dead, but he didn't want to leave just like that. The aura in the deeper layer was thick, and not long ago, he heard a loud noise coming from the deeper layer. It was as if half of the sky had exploded. It seemed like an intense battle had taken place. Ling He was still thinking about the spirit beasts. Since they were already at the entrance of the deep layer, how could they just leave like that? The adulterous couple is not the main point. The most important thing now is to capture a few spirit beasts and bring them back. We will definitely be rewarded by the sect leader. Ling He's idea was good, but Ling Feng could not accept it. The deep layer of Devil Beast Mountain was terrifying. Even if there were spirit beasts, it was impossible for them to capture them with their current strength. Elder Ling He, there are only 3 of us left. Junior Sister Yuner and I are severely injured, Ling Feng said cautiously. Ling He naturally understood the situation. After a moment of silence, he suddenly looked at Ling Feng and said, Hurry up and inform the elder of Spirit Beast sect in the secular world. Ask him to send more experts to support us. Ling Feng was stunned. Elder Ling, do we really need to ask the elder of the secular world to come? He has been in the secular world since he came out of closed-door cultivation. Now, he is only half a disciple of Spirit Beast sect. Even if I go and ask him, he may not help us. Hurry up and tell him that there's a large group of spirit beasts in Devil Beast Mountain. Ling He's tone was unquestionable. Ling Feng felt helpless, but he had to obey the order. Chapter 1325. In the depths of Devil Beast Mountain, Qin Fun and the Beast King sat on the ground, recovering from their injuries, while a group of spirit beasts guarded them. After the death of Ghastly Face Evil Dominator, the spirit beasts stood rooted to the ground like puppets whose souls had been extracted. Roar! 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 Suddenly, a burst of spirit beasts exploded. Qin Fun and the Beast King's expressions changed as they thought another enemy was coming. A few of the spirit birds flew past them, causing Qiao Shi to scream in fear. Qin Fun, where are you? A black shadow flashed by, and before the spirit bird's fireballs hit the ground, Qin Fun had already carried Qiao Shi to the Beast King's side. The Beast King looked at the fairy-like Qiao Shi in a white dress and asked, Fenger, who is this? Qin Fun quickly introduced, Dad, this is my girlfriend, Qiao Shi. Shi, this is my father, the Beast King. Qiao Shi heard the loud explosions and the flames, so she hurriedly climbed down from the treetop. But when she heard Qin Fun's words, she was stunned and looked at the Beast King in a daze. This is your father? Qin Feng was amused by Qiao Shi's silly expression. He lovingly stroked her hair and said, My mother is Qing Ying from the Thousand Shadows sect, and my biological father is the king of beasts, Gu Chun. The Qin mansion in the capital city raised me when I was young, and Qin Huang is my adoptive father. Qin Fun's explanation made Qiao Shi's mouth open wide. Beast King Gu Chun was very satisfied with Qiao Shi, and his eyes were filled with a kind smile. Suddenly, Qiao Shi knelt on one knee and said with a solemn expression, Spirit Beast Master Clan's female, Qiao Shi greets Lord Beast King. Qin Fun and the Beast King were shocked, but the Beast King quickly regained his composure and helped Qiao Shi to her feet. Shi, don't treat me like an outsider. Since you are Feng Er's girlfriend, you're my daughter-in-law. From now on, we are a family. Qiao Shi blushed and looked at Qin Feng shyly. However, she quickly regained her composure and said, Lord Beast King, you're the Beast King of this generation. As a member of the Spirit Beast Master Clan, I must fulfill my duties and etiquette. Qin Feng was confused by Qiao Shi and the Beast King's actions. Gu Chen chuckled and scratched his head. Haha, good. I never thought that this generation's Beast King and the Beast Race's guardian god would become a pair. This is a good thing. This time, it was Qiao Shi's turn to be taken aback. She looked at Gu Chen awkwardly and said, Lord Beast King, I am with Qin Feng. Gu Chen was also taken aback by Qiao Shi's words. For a moment, he didn't understand what Qiao Shi was trying to say. Then he came to his senses and laughed so hard that tears almost flowed out of his eyes. Shi, what are you thinking about? I've already passed on the title of Beast King to Feng. Feng is the new Beast King. It's a good thing that you've become a pair with him. Qiao Shi was so embarrassed that she wished she could dig a hole and hide in it. Gu Chan began to explain to Qin Fun, who was at a loss. Feng the title of Beast King has been passed down for thousands of years. Every generation's Beast King is revered by tens of thousands of beasts. At the same time, they are also responsible for the stability and development of the beast race. Spiritual beast masters are coexisting with the Beast King. They can read and control the thoughts of the beast race. They are known as the beast race's guardian god. The leader of every generation of spiritual beast masters must follow the Beast King and obey his orders. The Beast King of this region is you, and the Beast God is Shi. You two really make a pair. Qin Feng finally understood after Gu Chen's explanation. Suddenly, Xiao Sure knelt on one knee and said to Qin Feng, "Beast King Qin Feng, please accept Sure's bow." Qin Feng hastily pulled Xiao Sure to her feet and pulled her into his arms. Sure, there's no need for this. There's no need for us to be so estranged." Guchen was still standing at the side, which made Xiao Sure blush. She was a little shy. Gu Chun thought highly of Xiao Sure, and he was very satisfied with this daughter-in-law of his. The spirit bird that almost spat fire at Xiao Sure came over and rubbed its head on her shoulder, as if admitting its mistake. Naturally, Xiao Sure wasn't angry. These spirit beasts were frightened after the fierce battle. Otherwise, they wouldn't have attacked so easily. By the way, Qin Feng, where are the demonic beasts? Did you defeat all of them? Xiao Sure suddenly remembered the matter at hand. Qin Feng looked at the demonic beasts in the distance and said, "They were controlled by the ghost face evil dominator. Now that the ghost face evil dominator is dead, these demonic beasts seem to have lost their minds." Xiao Sure was shocked. She didn't expect the ghost face evil dominator to be in the devil beast mountain. She quickly ran to the demonic beasts and looked at them. Suddenly, she yelled at Qin Feng, "Qin Feng, I have a way to expel the corpse poison from their bodies. As long as the poison is expelled, they will return to their original appearances." Qin Feng and Gu Chun rushed over. Gu Chun was excited and asked, Sure, what are you going to do?" "Lord Beast King, I've stepped into the Spirit Beast Master's Emperor stage. If I can break through to the Saint stage, I will be able to release the holy light of heaven and earth and cleanse the souls of the demonic beasts." Gu Chen's eyes sparkled as if he saw the hope of the demonic beasts again. Sure, don't call me Beast King. Just call me Dad like Qin Feng." Gu Chen had high hopes for Xiao Sure. He felt that Qin Feng was very lucky. Xiao Sure blushed and called out softly, "Dad." "Huh, good. The Beast King laughed heartily. Today he killed the ghost face evil dominator, found his son, and got a good daughter-in-law. The excitement in his heart was indescribable. It was the first time Xiao Sure said that word. After saying it, she felt like crying. She missed her family members who were imprisoned in the Spirit Beast sect. Qin Feng could feel the change in Xiao Sure's emotions. He hugged her tighter and said, "Don't worry, Sure. When I recover, I'll definitely help you save your family." Xiao Sure was touched. She calmed down and said, "Dad, the breakthrough of a Spirit Beast Master's realm is different from that of a martial artist. I need to cleanse my soul and will. I'm afraid I'll need the help of the spiritual spring in Devil Beast Mountain." When Xiao Sure mentioned the spiritual spring, Qin Feng suddenly became excited and asked, "Dad, can I use the spiritual spring for cultivation?" The Beast King smiled and said, "Of course you can. The spiritual spring has a spiritual source. As long as the spiritual source is not destroyed, the spiritual spring will be endless. I've led the demonic beasts to guard Devil Beast Mountain to protect the spiritual spring and the spiritual source. If the spiritual source is destroyed, these demonic beasts won't be able to evolve into spirit beasts, and they will die with time." Qin Feng and Xiao Sure's eyes flickered. A sense of admiration rose in their hearts. Gu Chun was like the dragon god. He had a mission and a heavy responsibility. For 20 years, he had been guarding Devil Beast Mountain. A hero like him deserved respect. Gu Chun had brought Qin Feng and Xiao Sure to the edge of the spiritual spring. As soon as they got closer, they could feel the freshness of the air. The spirit beasts dispersed and went into the forest to look for spirit herbs to nourish their bodies. The demonic beasts were led to the spiritual spring. Xiao Sure planned to cleanse their divine souls after breaking through in the spiritual spring. The three of them sat cross-legged beside the spiritual spring and began to cultivate. The spiritual spring was born from the spiritual roots and couldn't be separated from the spiritual spring. However, the spiritual energy that emanated from the spiritual spring was extremely rich. It was 120 times the spiritual energy on Earth and was comparable to the spiritual energy in a level 3 blessed heavenly cave pavilion. If one were to soak in the spiritual spring to cultivate, the spiritual energy density would be 300 times higher than the outside world. A day of cultivation would be equivalent to a year of cultivation on Earth. Qin Feng was eager to break through, so he stripped naked and sat in the spiritual spring. A majestic and turbulent energy surged into his body and circulated rapidly in his veins and blood. In less than 5 minutes, Qin Feng felt his dantian expanding as if it would explode at any time. A muffled sound came from Qin Feng's body, startling Xiao, Shi, and Guchen. But soon, the two of them rejoiced. Qin Feng's aura changed drastically. It was obvious that he had broken through. After the previous battle, Qin Feng was already on the verge of breaking through. He didn't expect that he would break through in just 5 minutes. However, he did not get carried away. Very quickly, he stabilized his breathing and continued to wantonly absorb the spiritual energy in the spirit spring. His original realm of true qi level 3 rapidly rose. The empty true qi in his body was once again filled up, and there was a faint feeling of expansion, rumble. With the support of this huge amount of spiritual energy, Qin Feng's breakthrough was unimpeded. In just 2 hours, he jumped from stage 2 true qi to stage 4 true qi. The three of them cultivated from day to night and from night to the next day. Every now and then, Qin Feng's body emitted a loud sound, which was the sign of a breakthrough. When the rays of light shone into the empty spirit beast, it meant that it was noon outside. Qin Feng let out a long breath. Now that he was at the peak of stage 5 true qi, he didn't even have to fear a stage 6 true qi expert. If spirit beast Sex Ling Feng was standing in front of him, Qin Feng could cut him in half with a swing of his blade. Even if the spirit crane came, Qin Feng could still bury him here. Rumble. At this time, Xiao Shi's body suddenly exploded. The commotion was even more violent than Qin Feng's breakthrough. Qin Feng and Gu Chun immediately looked over, and they were worried. Shi, are you all right? Qin Feng jumped out of the spiritual spring and came to Xiao Shi's side. Xiao Shi's aura changed drastically. It was as pure as water, like a spotless snow. Her eyes were closed, and her face glowed with sacred light. Her long hair fluttered to the top of her head, and a white light flickered between her brows. Qin Feng, I'm fine. I've broken through to the saint stage. Now I'm going to cleanse the demonic beast's divine souls. Xiao Shi didn't need to open her mouth. She sent a thought into Qin Feng's mind. The voice was so clear that it was as if Xiao Shi was standing in his head and talking. Qin Feng's heart relaxed. He explained the situation to Gu Chun, and Gu Chun also let out a long sigh of relief. After a day and a night of hard cultivation, the spiritual spring was running out of spiritual energy. The spiritual source couldn't keep up with the speed of spiritual energy production. Qin Feng and Gu Chun stopped cultivating. According to Gu Chun, it would take at least a month for the spirit spring water to return to its original density. For the fastest and error-free reading, please bookmark this site and read the latest. Chapter 1326. Suddenly, a strange energy fluctuation drifted in the air. Qin Feng and Gu Chun were both beast kings, so they could sense this energy fluctuation. Xiao Shi's body floated in the air, hovering above the heads of the beasts. Her hair fluttered in the wind, and her body emitted a holy radiance. She looked like an angel that had descended to the mortal world. Spirit beast masters were divided into different levels. When they first entered the sovereign realm, they could use everything and dominate everything. When they stepped into the sovereign realm, they would become the king of everything. Now that Xiao Shi had broken through to the saint realm, she could summon the holy light of heaven and earth to cleanse everything. If an ordinary wild beast was cleansed by the holy light, it would have a chance to evolve into a spirit beast. After being cleansed by the holy light, the corpse poison in the beast's bodies dissipated, and they returned to their original appearance. The holy light on Xiao Shi's body became brighter and brighter, illuminating the gloomy devil-beast mountain as if it was daytime. Qin Fun and the Beast Kings felt as if they were bathing in the spring breeze. The beasts screamed in pain, and black smoke rose from their bodies. Under the holy light, the black smoke had nowhere to hide. Half an hour later, there was no more black smoke. The ferocious beasts seemed to have changed. The spikes and black spots on their bodies disappeared, and their fur became bright and shiny. They looked no different from the previous spirit beasts. "You did it. Sure, you did it." The Beast King cried out in pleasant surprise when he saw this scene. Xiao Shi suddenly fell from the sky. Her body was almost drained in the past half an hour. Qin Fun leaped into the air and caught Xiao Shi in midair. Sure, it's been hard on you." Xiao Shi lay in Qin Fun's warm embrace. Her heart was filled with sweetness, and her voice was weak. "I'm glad you can save these beasts." The beasts were cleansed by the holy light of heaven and earth. Many spirit beasts rushed over, and when they saw their companions had recovered, they happily chased each other in the forest. Gu Chen's eyes were filled with tears when he saw this scene. He had been guarding Devil Beast Town for more than 20 years, but because of the invasion of Ghost Face Evil Venerable, the peace and harmony of this place was almost destroyed. Now that everything was stable, he felt like he was in a dream. Rumble. Suddenly, a loud explosion came from the depths of the forest. Following that was the roar of beasts. Gu Chen's expression changed drastically, and he quickly grabbed his spear and ran. "Not good. This is an attack signal from the beast tribe. Looks like there's an enemy invasion." Qin Feng had just broken through and was looking for someone to practice with. At this time, someone came to Devil Beast Mountain to cause trouble, which was exactly what he wanted. Carrying Xiao Shi in his arms, he chased after them. He did not use the Golden Wheel Whirlwind, but his speed was as fast as lightning. It was not much slower than the Golden Wheel Whirlwind. Qin Fen's speed left Gu Chen speechless. In a forest, a group of spirit beasts was being besieged by a group of people. There were close to 100 hunters, each of them holding a chain with a formation imprinted on it. Many spirit beasts were trapped by the iron chains. They were roaring at the sky, trying their best to break free. "Elder Lingi, someone is coming." Many people stopped what they were doing and looked up at the two flickering flames in the sky. The spiritual crane also took a glance, and its expression immediately turned cold. "You brat, you're actually not dead yet. I was just about to look for you. You're finally not a coward anymore." Qin Feng stood on the Golden Wheel Whirlwind and hovered in the air, his expression as cold as frost. Now that he had broken through to Stage 5, he was invincible among those below Stage 6. He was planning to seek revenge on the Spirit Beast sect, but he did not expect that the spiritual crane would dare to bring a group of people to hunt in the deeper region. But at this moment, an indifferent but familiar voice floated over, causing Qin Feng's expression to change drastically. "Qin Feng, we meet again." Beside the spiritual crane stood a man in a black robe. His entire body was covered in a black robe, and he wore a black hat on his head. But after hearing the man's words, Qin Feng determined this person's identity. It was the Martial Art Alliance's chief, Ling Jiutian. "You're here too. Looks like we'll have to settle old scores and new scores together today." Qin Feng had fought with Ling Jiutian several times before, but he could not even touch the latter's body. But now, the situation was very different. He had broken through to Stage 5, and Qin Feng could already feel that Ling Jiutian's level seemed to be only one small level higher than his. Ling Jiutian's black hat covered his face, and his expression could not be seen. Ling Feng, who was standing beside him, immediately reprimanded, "Qin, this is the Spirit Beast Sect's Grand Elder who is stationed in the secular world. You want to seek revenge on Elder Ling Jiutian with your puny skills? I'll kill you with one strike first." Ling Feng had long wanted to kill Qin Feng, but he had failed the previous few times. Now that the two elders, Ling He and Ling Jiutian, were here, Ling Feng suddenly felt confident. Swoosh! As soon as he finished speaking, Ling Feng turned into a gust of wind and shot into the sky. He suddenly swung the long sword in his hand, and suddenly a sword aura condensed in the void in front of him. There was already a violent wind-breaking sound in the air. Ling Feng did not hold back this time, and fully displayed the strength of Stage 5. He knew that Qin Feng was only at Stage 2. At this moment, there was a playful smile in his eyes, as if he could split Qin Feng in half with one strike. Ling He also had a sneer on his face. With Ling Feng making a move, he did not need to go and help. Seeing that the blue sword aura was about to pierce through Qin Feng lightly swung his blade. The air seemed to freeze, and the speed of Ling Feng's sword aura was reduced by half. A golden sword aura whizzed out, bursting out with a momentum like a dragon emerging from the sea. Boom! A loud noise shook the heavens. The true qi in the sky surged, as if it had exploded a crack in the void. The golden sword aura went on a rampage, destroying everything in its path and directly splitting Ling Feng in half. The ground suddenly exploded, and the sword aura instantly formed a 100-meter-long ravine. Ling He and the group of Martial Art Alliance disciples were already dumbfounded. Even Ling Yin, who had been silent for the past few days, had a huge change in expression. The explosion in the sky continued, and the crowd could not come back to their senses for a long time. A Stage 5 revered one fell just like that, unable to block the power of Qin Feng's blade. Boom! But at this moment, another golden sword aura exploded. Before the group of Martial Art Alliance disciples could come to their senses, a large number of them had already fallen to the ground. Kid, so you have broken through. No wonder you dare to be so arrogant. But in my eyes, your level is still too weak. Ling He suddenly woke up with a start, fuming with anger. With a roar, he rushed into the sky with his sword in hand. When he was still tens of meters away from Qin Feng, he quickly waved the spirit sword in his hand, and dozens of blue sword auras exploded, instantly enveloping Qin Feng's surroundings. Boom! Qin Feng hovered in the void without moving. With a wave of his hand, he immediately slashed out a 100-meter-long sword aura. Blade light and sword shadows. The two violent auras collided in the void, causing the air to tremble like fireworks blooming. The huge airflow forced Ling He to retreat repeatedly. Qin Feng quickly disappeared on the whirlwind golden wheel, and when he reappeared, he was already hovering behind Ling He. Your strength is only SOSO. You can die in peace. As soon as Qin Feng's voice fell, a majestic wave of true qi surged out. Ling He's expression changed dramatically, and his old eyes were filled with disbelief. Qin Feng realized that when he was in the Stage 2 True Qi realm, he did not unleash the true power of the Golden Phoenix. Now that he had skyrocketed to Stage 5, a casual slash could draw the power of heaven and earth, as if it was going to split the ground. Ling He was caught off guard and was sent flying. He fell to the ground, his old eyes filled with shock. 2 days ago, Qin Feng was still in the Stage 2 True Qi realm. But in 2 days, he had skyrocketed, cutting down a Stage 5 True Qi realm spirit crane with one slash. And now he, a Stage 6 revered one, was knocked down. Even though he had seen it with his own eyes, it was hard to accept. The Martial Art Alliance disciples who came were already stunned. Even the strongest among them had just broken through to Stage 1 True Qi realm. The battle between Qin Feng and Ling He had exceeded everyone's understanding and reached another level. Ling Jiutian's black hat covered his face, and no one could see his expression. But his heart was already in turmoil. Now that Qin Feng had completely transformed, even he was a little uncertain. Explosions continued in the distance. Ling had already leaped into the air with a ferocious look on his face. He was completely enraged by Qin Feng. The spiritual sword in his hand was so fast that it created the wind. In an instant, dozens of slashes were thrust out, forming thousands of sword auras in the void. Rumble! The explosions were deafening. Seeing Ling He's full force attack, Xiao Shi stomped her feet anxiously. Gu Chen's face was solemn. He suddenly tightened his grip on the holy spear in his hand. Just as he was about to rush over to help, a loud noise suddenly came from the sky. Stab, stab, stab. Qin Feng hovered in the void without moving, as if the spiritual crane's sword auras were nothing. He waved his hand, and the golden phoenix turned into a blood-red spear. With a strike of the spear, heaven and earth shook. Suddenly, thousands of red spear auras formed in front of Qin Feng, as dazzling as the sun. You, how can you become so fierce? The spirit crane's eyes were filled with terror as it felt an unprecedented sense of danger approaching. Before it could escape, its body was riddled with holes by the thousands of spear lights. It didn't even manage to finish its sentence before it died. Bang! Ling He's body finally exploded. Blood and flesh splattered all over the ground, and his original appearance was nowhere to be seen. Even the spirit beasts that gathered around were shocked by Qin Feng's spear. Fear flashed in their eyes, and the disciples of the martial art alliance were trembling in fear. If it wasn't for Ling Zhuqian standing there, they would have already covered their heads and fled. With the death of Ling Feng and Ling He, only Ling Yun was left among the spirit beast sect's disciples. She had been tortured by Ling He for the past few days, and at this moment, her eyes were dull like a fool. Second uncle, come here quickly. Xiao Shi snapped out of her daze and hurriedly called out to Xiao Gong. Xiao Gong was still in a daze. Everyone was shocked by Qin Feng's strength. 2 days ago, he was still being chased by the spirit beast sect, and now he had killed 2 venerables in a row. Sure, are you guys okay? Xiao Gong quickly ran to Qin Feng's side. Xiao Shi was so emotional that her eyes were brimming with tears. Second uncle, we are fine. This is Senior Gu Chun, the king of beasts. Devil Beast Mountain is now our territory, and Qin Feng has made a series of breakthroughs. Now is the time for us to fight back. That you're tuning in to the Romance Rendezvous YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.